You are listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. Ant and Mazz in the midday, 12 o'clock here on the Wednesday edition.
12:06.
12:06. We're a little late. Match week went a little long, but we're here.
4
Anthony
hours.
Yeah, you get 4 hours of Mazz content. Mazz was on match week just before, but now it's Anthony Cafone, Brendan Marazzo, Ben Giroux, Connor Cupin. We are here, gentlemen.
Yes, we are.
What it do?
So welcome back to another show, and we got two guys here. Ben, you are extremely happy today.
Very
Connor,
happy.
you are going to get the brunt of the beating.
This is not fair.
You know what? Nah, I gave him most of it this weekend.
We watched this game live.
Connor and I watched this game together. The Celtics and the Heat, Game 7.
Were you there for this?
Yeah, I was watching it right next to them.
Ant was right between us,
awesome.
making sure we didn't go into a full-out brawl. But
That's a good time. I'm actually a little upset that I missed that. I mean, I was down
Dude,
in Florida
was.
for the past
It was a fun
weekend,
time.
but I did watch. And, fellas, I got to be honest with you. Jimmy should have drove the ball.
Oh,
Jimmy
trust me.
should've.
Jimmy
Oh,
should have.
trust
He's not a
me.
three-point shooter. It's a good look, but it's a good look if you're a three-point shooter.
But he's not a shooter.
I know he was tired. I know he was going for the kill shot.
Yeah.
I wanted Jimmy to. Dude,
Yeah.
it was Al Horford on a mismatch. Dude,
And
you
he
guys
had
wouldn't
Bam
be
to his
here.
left. He had Bam to his left, too.
You would have been in the finals. If
He
Jimmy
had the
drove-
Celtics
if he had
lagging
gone
in
to the basket.
transition. He had the Celtics lagging in
He
transition.
got tired,
He
dude.
could have gone right to the rim,
You
tied
had a
this game up.
35-year-old Al Horford on Jimmy Butler, and Jimmy Butler could have just
Dude, he
gone
played 48
right around him.
minutes. It was
He
48
did
minutes.
play every single minute of the game.
You know, he's dog. Dude, he's a
Yeah.
warrior, though. Don't tell me Jimmy Butler's not a top 10 player in this league.
Yes, sir.
Do not tell me he's not.
Yo, if he made that shot, jersey retirement ASAP.
Jersey retire. If
Jersey
he makes the
retirement
shot,
ASAP.
I mean, listen, it'd be ecstatic. But
I mean, there's still like 12
But
more
here we
seconds,
are. The Celtics head into the NBA Finals.
Oh, yeah.
Where the Dubs will win in 6.
Oh, I don't know about all that.
I
Klay
just hit
No,
Thompson.
I do not know about all
Clay
that.
returns from injury and gets his 4th ring. How
Dude,
poetic.
Clay literally put up like, what was it, like 30? It was like 30 plus the last game that they had. It might have been like 37.
He's only an 83 overall in 2K. How do you feel about that?
Dude, I mean, he's coming off an ACL and a torn Achilles.
Two
What do you
years out,
expect?
bro.
He hasn't played in
Not
2
for
years.
2
He's
years.
right where he should be.
I just want,
Yeah, I'd agree
I
with
just want
that.
to ask real quick. Do you think Jason Tatum deserved that Eastern Conference Finals MVP?
I don't know.
No.
No.
Jaylen Brown.
I
Al
think
Horford.
it should have gone to Al Horford.
Al Horford.
100%. 141 playoff games played, most all time without going
But
to the
you're
finals.
giving
I
him,
saw that
but
stat
you're
on the
giving
screen.
him,
Hold on. I'm not even saying that just off of the
No, but
the
he also
history
played.
of him.
He also played fantastic. In
Yeah,
this
that's what I'm
series.
saying. Like the fact that he was dropping like as much as he did. Like I liked Al Horford that entire series, man.
It wasn't even his offense. He
And
was just
here's the thing.
fantastic on defense.
And here's the thing is that like he was consistent where it's like, yeah, Tatum had like better performances at times, but there was times where he looked like a shell. Same thing with Jaylen Brown. Great performances look like a shell. They're never on together, and that's gonna be their problem against the Warriors.
No, but you got to see, but they're still winning games despite some of them not being on. That's the makings of a championship team.
absolutely. And Al Horford's consistency is helping them make that consistency.
Yeah, him and Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart's been a knockdown
was-
shooter this whole series. Really.
I mean, outside of the last 5 minutes of Game 7, he's been fantastic.
Dude, when he took the layup, right? When he were down 2, because Strus hit the 3, and then Smart takes the layup
Strus
with
stinks, I'm
Bam
sorry.
on
Dude,
him.
when Strus hit that 3, the like moving 3.
No, I
up
jumped
on
out
the
of my
left
seat.
wing,
I
dude,
jumped out of my
I
seat.
Jumped out of my seat and yelled some explicitives that I can't say here because I was like,
I did
first
the
off, I was
same exact-
yelling at him for taking the shot. I was
Me
like, what are
too.
you doing?
And then he hit the shot.
And I was just like, all right,
I got up.
I'm gonna just stop. I'm gonna just stop.
And then
You do
Marcus
you,
Smart
young
dribbles
love.
down the floor, takes a contested layup on Bam Adebayo, mind you, right? They grab the rebound. I'm like, oh my goodness. And then Jimmy
guys
Butler.
should've won.
And then Jimmy Butler.
I'm
No,
sorry.
it was a
tried
good
it.
shot. It was
Yeah, he was a good shot. He
It
just,
was.
It's just he's not a 3-point shooter, so there was a better shot left on the court. I felt like.
a 100% better shot was left on the floor.
I think Oladipo was taking too many shots.
He
had
played 35. He played like most of the minutes because I guess they were playing from behind, so they wanted his defensive presence. Otherwise, Hero would have been in there.
Well, PG
like
Tucker
someone
only
else.
played 17.
Yeah, right. PG only played 17.
So if you
I
want
co-
defensive presence out there, you need PJ Tucker out there.
I mean, listen, I'm not opposed to the lineups because listen, Miami coming back the way that they did in the series and forcing the game 7, obviously they're doing something right. It literally came down to a one possession
Yeah, it
game.
did.
Yeah.
It did.
They did so for the talent that they had. They did more. That this is just testament to, first off, Eric Spoelstra's such a good coach.
Best
Second,
in the league.
we come on here every week. Eric Spoelstra is such a good coach. Okay, because there's a lot of good coaches out there, but look at what he's working with, and to force the Game 7 against the best defense in the NBA this season, absolute monster. Number 2, Jimmy Butler, one of the best leaders we've ever seen in the NBA. Maybe not the best player that we've ever seen, that's fine, but he's a dog, and he knows how to lead a squad, and if he just had another star with him, I guarantee you, but if Dame Lillard was on Miami, they'd be in the finals.
They need a center,
Oh,
bro. They
100%.
need a center.
Where are you playing Bam, though?
Power forward.
Yeah, I guess he can space the floor a bit.
He's 6
He's
foot
mid.
9.
He's a mid-range.
Yeah.
He's
He
a
could play
mid-range
power
shooter.
forward.
If you give Miami a Robert Williams, they'd be unstoppable. Unstoppable. No.
I don't know. I feel like Robert Williams kind of just got like a little messed up in like the pick and roll action. He's a great rim protector. I would actually like if you gave them, I don't know, like a Gobert would probably be better.
I'm thinking more offensively. I think if you give them a
I think the
legitimate
defense is
stretch
fine.
4, I think you give them a legitimate stretch 4, they'll be fine.
Like who?
Kristaps.
If Kristaps can stay healthy, yeah,
I'd like to see them actually have a point guard though.
that
Like
too.
a spacing point guard.
Kyle Lowry?
I mean,
No,
you could
dude.
start,
I mean, he's not what he used to be. Like
Still,
somebody.
he's a facilitator.
Gonna
he's a
groom
facilitator,
Gabe
but he's
Vincent.
also old.
No, I'm
I mean,
talking like a
Vincent
scoring. I'm talking about like a scoring-minded guard.
You could start Hero at the 1. You could.
No.
How do you, hold on, Connor? How do you feel about if the Heat started Tyler Hero at the 1? How do you feel about that?
He can
You're
do
giving
it.
up defense.
You're giving up defense, but
Marcus
you
Smart's
have,
gonna bully him.
but you have more offense. You know.
That's fine, but listen, the defense is fine. They just need somebody that can hold their own on defense, but can put the ball in the basket. They need another star on that team. I don't want to see Hero at the 1. I don't even think they need a center. I think Bam can hold his own
Yeah, he
at
can.
the
He
position.
can.
You could stick with PJ Tucker. He can hold his own and space the floor. With Jimmy at the 3, that's fine. You could play Hero at the 2 and
Yeah.
mix in an Oladipo or Kyle Lowry if you were happen to keep them, but I don't think you can to get the star. They are missing a scoring guard, particularly. I'd love to see them get somebody at the 1 who can.
Here
do
comes
it all.
Donovan Mitchell, baby.
Yeah, I think Mitchell was actually. We found it back.
Oh.
That's top 3 my favorite.
Oh, what do
sound
they have to
effects
give
we
up for
have.
Donovan Mitchell, bro?
I mean, let me ask you
You'd
right
have to
now.
Duncan Robinson's
you'd give up an
gone.
arm and a leg.
Here's my question, right?
Yeah.
For a Damian Lillard or a Donovan Mitchell, would you give up a Tyler Hero, a Duncan Robinson, a pick, and potentially Kyle Lowry?
The only part that hurts about that, honestly, is Hero. I'll give up Lowry, sure. Give up Robinson, sure.
Robinson has no
Or would
trade
you do
value
it with the
right
pick? Would you do that with Hero and a pick?
Oh, the Heat don't care about draft picks, trust me.
now. Duncan Robinson
What
has no
I'm saying
trade.
to you-
No, his trade, Duncan Robinson's trade value dropped.
Yeah, he has no
significantly.
trade
Yeah,
value.
exactly.
He was fantastic
Yeah, I
during the
just think you
season,
might
but he
need it
didn't
for
play
the
in the
money to work.
playoffs.
Yeah, but you're trading away a lot of bench pieces there
I'm doing it all day.
for Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, because dude, look at all the production that they get out of low draft picks. They're Miami. They find a way to win. They don't care about draft picks. They're gonna make that guy fit the system.
Yeah,
They need
you're right.
another star, and I would do anything to get one of those guys there because that takes them over the top in my
Let's
opinion.
see what Pat Riley cooks up this offseason.
The only
Hey.
problem is, does Jimmy still have enough in the tank to
Oh,
claw
yes.
forward?
Hey,
Oh,
look.
yes.
I think he could.
Embiid,
Oh, yes.
Embiid was tweeting that Miami needs another star, so who knows?
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
he's still a free agent, next
that,
year?
That would definitely need to be Hero and more than that.
You'd have to give up Bam for that to happen.
Probably 2 firsts.
Yeah.
I'm fine with 2 first.
You think Bam, Hero, and 2 first gets that done?
Probably.
Yeah, I'd say so. I do it.
I don't know if
Bam,
I don't know if
Hero
he.
first,
I don't
I
know.
like
If,
it.
I don't know if Miami does it.
I don't
to be
know if
honest.
Riley would do that.
Yeah.
Because they tried to trade Bam for Jimmy originally, and Riley was like, no. Actually, they didn't try to. It was Philly trying to get Bam for Jimmy. And
Straight
Who'd
up?
they end up getting
no,
up?
and other stuff.
Who'd they end up giving up? Josh Richardson?
Yeah, Josh Richardson.
Yeah, but where is he right now? Riding a bench somewhere?
He was in Boston, right? And then where'd he
But
go
he's
after that?
not in Boston. I mean,
I
he
think
was.
he's in. I
This
think.
is so bad. We don't know where Josh Richardson
No,
is.
no. I think he's with the Spurs.
Oh, yeah, he might be. Derek White trade. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's with the Spurs. I'll check.
Derek
it out.
White had a few great games.
Oh,
this
Oh
my
series.
God,
God.
he
It was
Game
annoying me so much, bro.
Game,
Game
six,
six.
even though they lost, what do you have, like 6 threes in like
Yeah,
the last
yeah.
2
that was
quarters?
annoying.
Hey,
So-
man, it's that brand new dad power, you know?
They were
Guys,
down.
Had his first kid. You know?
I am good. Joshua Michael Richardson is playing for the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah.
I do this.
Thing is, when they were down 3 in Game 6, I was like, no, please, let's not make it end here. And then Jimmy Butler hit the buzzer-beating shot clock fadeaway. I jumped out of my seat.
Did you just say buzzer beating and shot clock fadeaway?
Yes.
Yeah, but it wasn't a buzzer beater to win the game. It was a buzzer
Welcome to
beater at the
Connor.
It was a
shot.
shot clock buzzer beater.
So which one was it?
It was a shot clock buzzer beater.
Oh, I know.
Shot clock buzzer beater. Oh,
But yeah,
man.
but Derek White, great performance. He's got to carry that over because Boston was running, what, a two-man bench in Game 7?
Barely a 3. Peyton Pritchard played like 2.5
Dude, Hero
minutes.
played 6 minutes.
Yeah, well, they took Hero
Boston
out. They
ran
got
7,
down.
dude.
I mean, well, listen, fellas. Here we are right now, and we have an NBA Finals matchup of the Golden State Warriors versus the Boston Celtics.
Sounds like something straight out of the 60s.
Not even the 60s. It's not
The last time these two teams played, Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain were on the court.
Yes.
No, but also, this was something that 4 years ago people predicted. When Kyrie was on the
True.
Celtics, they were like, that's when they thought it was going to be Celtics Warriors in the finals. And now here we are. We finally have the matchup with no Kyrie.
No
We'll
Kyrie,
get
though,
we'll
it's
get
fine.
to Kyrie in a bit because Ant posed a question that I really liked, and we'll get to that in a second. But since we are here with the not so big elephant in the room of Golden State versus the Celtics, I actually want to hear from the Scoring Heat fan real quick. Who you liking in this one?
Oh, man, this is really hard because Boston has the size on them, that's for sure, because Golden State has Kevon Looney. Kevon Looney might not be able to handle Horford and Rob Will, you know? But then there's also Draymond to help him there.
But he's also, both of them are great passers too.
Golden State has the better offense, but Boston has the better defense. This is interesting.
I think Golden State's defense is comparable. I think they have a better defense than Miami.
They
They don't have rim protectors, though.
Yeah, they don't have a rim protector, but they have perimeter defense.
Yeah.
But they also have. It's not like they don't have bodies though.
True.
You
I
know?
mean-
and listen, like you say that they don't have like a rim protector, that's fine, but they also do have a lockdown defender down low
Yeah.
in Draymond.
Yeah.
Kevon Looney does get offensive boards. It's going to be a lot harder than it was against the Mavericks, but let's not forget, like Maxi Kleber's got some height, so like, I mean, Kevon Looney is got some boards, and I mean, the show's named after you. Give us your take.
I say this to everyone lately. Golden State has not beaten anyone notable in these playoffs. And I'm just going to stick by that. I think Boston has had a tougher road to the finals so far than Golden State. Boston has had to go through Giannis in the second round and then the one-seed Heat team in the Eastern Conference Finals. Golden State, who have they played? They played the Nuggets in the first round without two of their best 3 stars. Then they played Memphis, who is young and unproven, won. And the second half of the series, they were without Ja Morant. So, granted, they didn't even play the full-strength Grizzlies team that really has no experience. Then you play the Mavericks, who Luka's a one-man army right now. The rest of the team wasn't playing good at all in the Western Conference Finals. So the Warriors really they were playing good, but who really notable have they played? They didn't even get a chance to play the Suns yet. The Suns were the test I wanted to see because they're more comparable to the Celtics right now.
Well, here's a question I have to that. Is it the other teams not playing good, or is it the Warriors shutting them down? Makes it look like they're not playing good.
Here's the thing.
Probably a little bit of both.
It's probably a
Yeah.
little bit of both, and here's why I'm rocking with the Warriors for my 3 main points. Number 1, Steph Curry's the best player in the series. Not even close.
Yeah.
We're
Yep.
just looking at history. And yes, Tatum's having a fantastic season, and Jaylen Brown's looking pretty good, but Steph Curry's still the number 1 player in that series. Number 2, because of the level of competition that they played, and they really didn't struggle against everybody, they are well rested.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right? So they
Boston
they're
gassed right
walking-
now.
Granted, Boston has the home court advantage, if I'm not mistaken.
no,
Golden
State has
home
it.
court advantage.
I thought, wasn't Boston a 2 seed?
But
No,
Golden
but
State has
No,
a better
Golden State
record.
had a better record.
The Western Conference had a
I
higher
I
seed.
thought it went by
Not
by the
in
seedings,
the
not by
different
records.
conferences.
Okay, so boom, I have 4 reasons. Okay, so they're well rested and they have the home court advantage. I thought they did, but the seeding messed me up. So I was
Yeah.
like, oh no,
Yeah.
it has to go to the higher seed.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, no,
originally.
but no, it's of course it goes by the record here because the West is harder than the East. Boom, home court advantage. That's 3. But number 4, the most important factor of all. Their top 3 players are championship pedigree who have won a championship
3 times.
before the Slim Reaper even showed up in Golden State. They won a championship.
Okay, but Magic Johnson had championship pedigree, and Michael Jordan beat him the first time they played.
That's fine, but we were talking about, are you really going to sit here and compare Jason Tatum to Michael Jordan?
No, but I'm saying, you're saying that a team that doesn't have championship pedigree, who knows? Jason Tatum could be a next
Oh,
great
I'm not
player.
saying that it's like out of the realm. I'm just telling you why I think Golden State's going to win. You know?
Okay, but that's what I'm
And
saying.
it's
It's
also-
not out of the ordinary that a dynasty in the later years loses to a team that's up and coming.
For sure, but let's not act like I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Magic Johnson during that time was a lot older than what Steph is right
Yeah,
now.
but Magic Johnson was playing the best basketball of his career at that time.
That's fine, but Steph Curry's better than Magic Johnson.
Oh,
That's a debate
Here
for
we
later.
go.
That's a debate for later. That's the,
If he
let's
wins
keep the
this,
finals in
if he
conversation.
wins this, he's better than Magic. I'm sorry, dude. Because listen, Magic. I'm just saying, Magic was debatable, the second best player on his team. Nobody's ever once considered is Clay better than Steph.
that's true.
You know,
They consider KD better than Steph, though.
that's fine, but they've already won one without him, and they're gonna win another without him too. And look at where KD's at.
Here, I'm just
Well-
looking at Boston. They got a better defense.
Not by much, but yes.
I think Marcus Smart is going to do a great job handling Steph.
I actually think it's gonna be a hard day for him.
It's going to be a hard day, but let's also
And you know,
Let's go-
and
let's
Steph
remember
Curry.
this. Hold on, Ant. The top three guys on the Celtics: Smart, Brown, and Tatum.
Yep,
On the road versus the Warriors, Marcus Smart is 5-0.
that's fine.
Jaylen Brown is 5-1. Tatum is 4.
I don't even want to hear about regular season or any of
No,
that stuff.
this is just
Yeah,
throughout.
no, that's what I'm saying. That's all regular season that it's happened. It can't be in postseason. This is the first time
It's
they
a
ever met
road
up in the
game.
finals.
It's fine.
But that's the thing. It doesn't line up for me because one, dude, it's an 82-game season. Guys take games off. Two, you look at it like Clay hasn't been the same, and he shows that signs of being back. So
But he's not. Clay is not exactly the same as he was, though.
Let's go matchup by matchup then.
Okay.
Okay, so Marcus Smart versus Steph.
I have Marcus Smart as the defensive player of the year.
You have Marcus Smart.
Mm-hmm.
He's not. Steph's gonna drop at least 25 on him.
Okay, but that's holding Steph back from
That's
where he
not
was.
holding him back.
That's holding him
That's
back
not holding
enough.
him back.
It's holding him back enough.
I don't think
All
so.
right, let's move to the shooting
So-
guards. Move to the shooting guards.
Hold on.
Move
Where
to
do
the shooting
hold
guards.
on 1 second, Connor. Who do you got? Marcus Smart or Steph at the matchup?
Oh, what?
Thank
Steph.
you. And Marcus Smart or Steph?
Well, wait, if Steph on offense,
Just
all
for
all
the
around.
matchup.
Throughout the game.
Just throughout the game for the
Steph.
matchup.
Yeah,
Thank
Steph.
you. Okay, so
Okay.
at this show we're saying Steph's for making the first team
Okay.
for the finals. Steph's our point guard. At 2, Jaylen Brown or Klay Thompson. This is actually a lot
I
harder.
want to hear
for me.
from you first.
I'm gonna be honest with you. This one's a lot harder for me, just because Jaylen Brown's has been consistent throughout the entire season. He does have his down moments, but Clay dropping that 37 tells me that he's slightly back. But I'm still gonna give the nod to Brown because just off of the injury history and being more consistent, I think Clay's gonna be a problem.
Clay will
though.
be a problem.
But I'm gonna say Jaylen Brown's the
I'd
better
agree
player
with
right
you.
now.
I'd agree with you.
Okay.
Connor?
I'm just looking at Steph Curry's track record in finals. He's not a guy that usually takes over in the finals.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a single final
The
MVP.
Warriors are a team-oriented guy. They're not going to one guy.
And the Celtics
bail them
are
out.
good at playing just complete teams.
Yeah.
They've shown.
The Celtics are good at playing against complete teams, and the Celtics are good either being a complete unit or having one guy to bail them out at certain points.
Out of Jaylen Brown and Clay, I just watched Jaylen Brown murder my team.
Yep.
So, yeah, after watching the 40-point game where he couldn't miss, like, you just can't unsee that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
I think Jaylen Brown's there. And how about you?
I think Jaylen Brown's going to have a really good series.
So you got him over Clay. It's so hard because
It's
it's,
so
Clay.
difficult.
It's Clay.
dude.
But remember,
love-
Clay, it's not the Clay pre-injury. You know what I mean?
But
It's
let's
a very
whoa,
different
Clay.
Clay.
Let's not act like
Clay's
Clay
still
hasn't
shooting
been
fine.
still playing good defense.
No, he is. I'm not saying
because
that
here's
he's
the
been
problem
terrible.
with
But
Clay. Here's the problem with Clay is that the only thing is that like the way that he plays, dude. He's had athletic moments, but his game ages well, even with injury. Like that's
Yeah.
not. It's not like we were talking about like a Ja Morant or like a Russell Westbrook kind of guy where their game is purely athleticism. I'd be with you in this, but like, dude, I'm giving Jaylen the nod, but it's like, dude,
it's tough.
Clay still looks good.
Yeah, he's lost a little bit of his first step,
Yeah,
but he still looks
has
fine.
Clay been putting up 40 at all? This entire
No, he's
playoffs?
not what he used to be. No.
Jaylen Brown's put up multiple 40-point performances.
I'm giving it to
Yeah.
Jaylen.
I think I'm going to give it Jaylen too.
Okay, so we go to the threes.
Wiggins or Tatum?
Are you,
I
Mazz?
think I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm giving Tatum the nod, but I think Wiggins like the same way that you think that Marcus Smart's going to be a problem. I actually think Wiggins is going to be a bigger problem for Tatum because Tatum struggled against Miami. Wiggins is a better defender than anybody on Miami, not named Bam Adebayo or Jimmy Butler. Okay, and
Yeah,
he's got length. He has athleticism like crazy. I know Andrew Wiggins is going to be a bigger problem for Jason Tatum than
yeah, I got you.
it's going to be You know what I'm saying? Because, like, dude, look at it. Especially Jason Tatum in that series, dude. How many times does Tatum just, like, walk up to the three-point line and just pull the three? That ain't happening with Wiggins, bro.
Also, just one quick off-topic thing. But y'all see Oladipo playing defense?
Oladipo's fantastic
In the
on
Eastern
defense.
He's
Conference
scrappy,
Finals,
man.
bro?
He was
scrappy.
he was averaging like 3 steals this entire series.
Saved them in some of those games.
He had like 6 steals in like a half during one of the
And,
games.
and he doesn't need like that much like space to get a steal. Like he
No.
can just like flick the ball and the ball's out of the
We
guy's
are
hand.
Exactly.
also forgetting that he has an injury. His injury history. He's super athletic, dude.
Yeah.
Like super quick. Pretty sure he won a dunk contest.
No, he just was in there.
He was in it.
He was in it.
He was
He
in a
didn't win.
couple.
He was in a couple. That's
Yeah.
what's messing me up.
Yeah.
But dude, he's a really good athlete. You know.
We'll see if they
But
resign
coming
him.
back around here, right? Matchup at the Forest, dude.
Ooh, Horford,
PJ Tucker.
Draymond.
No, PJ Tucker.
No,
What?
what?
dude,
What are you
finals.
talking about? Finals.
Oh, we're talking about.
If we're talking Heat
it's-
Celtics, then it's Al Horford. If we're talking Heat
I thought
Celtics,
you-
it's Horford.
Oh, you guys! I thought you guys were gonna play Horford at the 5.
No.
No, they play Robert Williams.
playing
for
Robert
Yeah,
Williams.
because
Horford
Horford
or
is
Draymond?
is the perfect stretch for.
So Horford or Draymond?
Oh, that's so tough because
I'm
Horford's,
rocking with Draymond.
Horford's so good offensively, but Draymond's just fantastic.
But he also
defensively.
facilitates the offense too. So I'm
Draymond
rocking with
Green.
Draymond.
I might have to give it to Draymond.
Okay.
As much as I
So we're saying
as
it's
much as I-
Horford against Draymond.
yeah. As much as I want to give it to Horford, I'm gonna give it to Draymond.
Draymond just based off experience.
Thank you.
This is Horford's first
I
finals.
listen. I'd be lying if I said I don't want to see Al get one, bro. I'd be
Me too,
lying.
me too.
141
I'd be
games,
lying
and now
if
he's
I said
finally
I
here.
don't want to see Al
I'd be
get
lying
one.
if I said I didn't want to see Smart, Tatum, Brown, and Al all get one. You know what I
Horford,
mean?
the first Dominican-born player to
In the
make it to the
finals.
finals. So
I'd love
Now
to see
Rob will over Kevon Looney for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know
would
about
take
that.
I will in a
Robert
heartbeat.
Williams.
I watched Robert Williams do
I'm,
things.
I'm going with Robert Williams, but like you guys are acting like it's that much different. They're kind of the same guy for me.
But Rob Williams' defense is just so
Rob
much
Williams
better.
gets a lot of blocks, and it looks a lot nicer. But Kevon Looney's positioning,
I see.
very well, dude. He's a better passer than him. So it's yes, is he not going to get as many blocks and highlight plays? No, but he's going to get you those rebounds. He's still going to protect the rim. He's a better passer. I got to give it to Kevon Looney over Robert Williams. I like Williams. I like watching him play, but we were getting so caught up in highlight reels as opposed to actual good defense. Because, like, dude, I don't see Kevon Looney really get destroyed on pick and rolls and stuff like that. And whenever somebody's shooting, he's always in a perfect position to grab an offensive board. We saw it all throughout the Mavs series. And let's be honest, dude, like, Maxi Kleber's huge. You know, so it's not like he wasn't playing against height. So what I'm going to say is this. Robert Williams in the pick and roll, not a great defender. Great rim protector. Kevon Looney brings more to the table for me. I got to rock with him.
Just poured his heart out for Kevon Looney there.
Absolutely.
Hopefully he
I'm still
heard
going
this.
Rob Williams.
Hopefully he heard
Also-
that. You know what I mean?
Still going Rob.
Rob Williams, he was scoring a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he
think when-
was.
He was
didn't
averaging.
get-
He was anywhere between 8 and 12 a night.
Yeah, he was.
Which
Did
isn't
he have like
bad.
16 in one game?
Yeah,
My
he
favorite
went
thing
off-
was watching him
off for
take a
16.
wide open mid range and them not playing defense on it because they knew it wasn't going to go in. So they just grabbed the rebound.
Yeah. Well,
Kind of just hanging on to anything that he can just take shots at
Listen,
right
man,
Miami-
that's all I
Miami's-
got
I'm
right
not
now.
hurt. I'm
It's
not-
all I got right
Miami's
now.
I'm not
wreck.
bitter. I'm
It's
not bitter.
all I
That's
got.
Connor.
Miami's a wreck.
But
They're not a wreck.
you know
They're just
what?
like a
For you,
small
at
crash.
the mo-
It's a
at
small
the-
crash.
A small crash.
But
alright.
here's the thing, though, right? Let's say that Boston does. Either way, no matter what team wins, Ant posed this question to me the other day. Ant, hit us with the question, please.
All right. So, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, two players that left their respective teams to go build a championship somewhere else.
Quote and quote.
Quote unquote.
And now they're in the finals.
Now the two teams that they left
They're
to
not
go
in
to
the
the
finals.
Nets, they're now in the finals.
Yeah.
Yep.
What does this mean for their legacy?
This feels
hold
like
on.
when Bryce left the Nationals and then they won the World Series.
Let's start with Kyrie Irving in Boston real quick,
Yeah.
because I think that's like kind of like the lesser like story.
No, Kyrie's the one I think hurts the most.
Oh, I don't know.
Because I think the Celtics.
I think it proved to me that Kyrie's a 2. He's a 2. He will never be
He's
a 1.
Robin. He's a
Yeah,
Robin.
he's right. He will never be Batman.
He was playing Alfred almost.
Yeah. Up in Boston, yeah, he was. Dude, guy's not a good leader. Okay, this is essentially the same team, core group of guys. You know,
Yeah,
they're,
yeah.
They're
They got
better
more
than they were.
experience. They got more
Yeah,
experience.
they got more experience. But it's the same core, like main guys. It's the same core guys, and he chose not to
smart
build with
Tatum,
them.
Brown, Horford. Yeah.
All right, he didn't want to. Like any of those guys could have left at some point. You know what I mean? Like they chose to ride it out.
Well, Horford did leave and came
Horford,
back.
yeah, Horford
you
left
know,
and came back.
But like I'm talking like Marcus Smart, Brown, and Tatum. They like it's not like they ever tried to force their way out of there the way that
No,
like Kyrie's sitting there saying, "I'm not going nowhere." Then the second the door opens, he runs out it.
Yep.
You know. I think for him, dude, like this solidifies him right where he needs to be as a good 2, but he's not the guy, man.
No.
And this just proves it.
I feel like Boston's roster back then had the makings of a championship team.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Kyrie
clearly.
saw that. Kyrie saw that. That's why he wanted to go there. And how long did he play there? 2 seasons?
Ben, I believe he was only there for 2 seasons, right?
Kyrie was there for 2 seasons. He had a 3-year deal, walked out on the 3rd year because of the
And-
player option.
Who did they lose to the last year? It was Milwaukee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They lost to Milwaukee in the last year.
In his 2nd year, it was a 5-game series to Milwaukee. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so he didn't make it 6.
But
The
remember-
furthest they went was without him. It was with Scary
Yeah.
Terry at point guard.
Exactly. Scary Terry carried that first year.
They were
Tatum's
one game
rookie
from the
year.
finals. They were one game from the finals. Game
Yeah, they were
7
in
against
Game
LeBron.
7. That was the series Tatum dunked on LeBron. That was LeBron. Was that LeBron's last year in Cleveland?
That was like
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it
It
was.
was his last year in Cleveland, and that was Tatum's first playoff run. He was a rookie.
Yeah. So, and
You got to
They
the,
showed-
you got to the conference.
they got to the
finals.
conference finals. And didn't they get to the conference finals with Isaiah Thomas, too?
They got to
Yes,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Can I just tell
Kyrie
you guys,
only got into the same spot that Isaiah Thomas got them.
Can I just tell you guys that my disdain for Danny Ainge still comes from that Isaiah Thomas trade and nothing else more. I mean, come on. The guy pours his heart out. His sister tragically passes away. He still takes the court, leads. You want to talk about one of the best leaders that like you've seen of a guy who's not like necessarily like a superstar. Like
He was then, honestly.
At
Absolutely.
that point in time, Isaiah
Yeah.
Thomas was a top 3. He was a top 3 MVP candidate that year.
the guy, I mean, he was putting up like 28.7 points a game.
Yeah, he
almost
was.
5'9".
Yeah, he's amazing. One of my
He was
favorite.
fantastic.
By far, I think I haven't talked about a player more on other shows that have as. There was a time where, like, when we were on Jay's show, where I was not allowed to talk about Isaiah Thomas, dude. I love him so much. He's
Short
so-
King, stand up.
You know, I wish he played better defense, but
So do I.
you know, but that's the thing, man. It's dare I say, like
Isaiah Thomas got the Celtics to the same spot that Kyrie Irving got.
Isaiah Thomas during that time, same level as Kyrie for me. I said it.
I mean, at that level,
You're
at
right.
that time, yeah.
Yeah, I
Makes
agree.
He scored better than him. Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Better leader.
Oh
then,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Then he goes to Brooklyn. And Brooklyn was all right the first year without KD.
They didn't make the playoffs, did they?
They did. They were 7 against Philly. They played Philly, and that was the whole Tobias Harris. That's Tobias Harris.
Jared Dudley.
Oh, was that
Jared
the
Dudley,
yeah, Ben
Jared,
Simmons,
Jared Dudley, Ben Simmons beef. And
Jared
then-
Dudley just standing in the paint waiting for Ben Simmons.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that series.
yeah. So then that happened. But yeah, like Boston's shown that they had the core. It's just that Kyrie was holding back.
Yeah.
And if dare say, Kyrie Irving, I think to me is still a top 10 point guard all time.
All time? Debatable.
Maybe just outside.
Might be
I-
just
I think-
outside.
I think he's top
skill wise,
15.
dude. Skill wise, listen, he is so good. The problem is he good for a locker room?
No.
Not at this point. Not for
I
for
see
me.
Jimmy
diva.
and Kyrie as two complete opposites. You know what I mean?
You're
Like-
holding on to every little piece.
No, but I get what
of
he's
Miami,
saying here
aren't
because
you?
like Jimmy can be like Jimmy has toxic traits like quote
Oh, yeah.
unquote, but he holds guys to like a different standard.
He holds
where it's
guys
like,
accountable.
Where it's like,
Like a Jordan
and
thing, a
it
Jordan
literally
complex.
He's militaristic a
it
little bit.
might
Yeah.
be toxic, but it's bettering them and hardening the
It's a
team.
Co-
where
it's a
like,
Kobe mindset.
Where it's like
it's Kobe. Yeah,
where it's like Kyrie's like toxicity just
It
takes
just
away
seems
from the
like
team.
yeah.
Kyrie Irving is a diva. He's
Oh, yeah.
he's one of the NBA's divas.
The whole Nets big three with Harden was just all divas. They're all three
Yeah.
of them were divas.
All three divas. And speaking of divas,
Now go to KD.
KD's legacy is hanging on right now. If Golden State wins, don't ever talk to me about Kevin Durant, a top 10 player of all time. You maybe a top 10 talent, like that's fine. But when we're talking about top 10 players, don't even bring it up in the conversation anymore, okay? Because if they prove that they didn't need KD, which they kind of already did because they won one before he got there. But if they do it again, Kevin Durant's legacy is in shambles in my eyes. Anybody disagree?
No, I don't disagree.
No,
with
I
that.
don't disagree.
You're talking to a Nets fan here, buddy.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
You're talking to a Nets fan here.
I am talking to a Nets
Apparently,
fan
you sent me a text last night. There was like a report going around that Katie wants to join up with Ja soon.
I don't know if that's true, but imagine if that happens.
He just jumps from team to team now.
Yeah.
That's just what he does.
If he leaves, we'll see what happens.
at
Well,
the
here's
age
what
to ring
happened.
chase.
They're saying that there's legitimate. I saw that. I don't know how true that was with the Memphis report, but what I did see, apparently Brooklyn is debating whether or not they want to extend Kyrie.
They shouldn't. They should not.
And if they don't, Kevin Durant says he's out.
All right.
So start a rebuild.
Start a rebuild again.
The Nets.
I don't
since birth.
think this core. I don't think this duo of Katie and Kyrie can win a championship.
Well, you got Ben Simmons.
Oh my God.
the greatest trade of all time.
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
Time out. Imagine if that is by far got to be the most toxic locker room of all time with Ben Simmons. Even replacing James Harden with Ben Simmons.
Ben, Kyrie.
Imagine if they just all buy in though.
Andre Drummond's just sitting in the corner crying.
Seth Curry.
Seth Curry's sitting in the
Dude,
corner.
but
with Andre
on
Drummond
paper,
crying.
that's not listen, kids,
It's not a bad team.
Kids literally build their 2K teams to look like that.
Yeah.
With Andre Drummond, Seth Curry, Ben Simmons, Kyrie, and KD. That's literally a 2K squad.
That's a Kenny Beecham.
The-
Oh,
so
it's
you're telling me-
KOT4Q. Yep. KOT4Q.
the
rebuild
toxic
right there.
trio just comes together and forms some
They have the talent to. I just don't think they have the mindset to.
Yeah, chemistry.
Now, what if it all cancels out because they're all like that, so it all works together?
So it could. That's what I'm saying.
so
here,
funny.
I just think team chemistry is such an overlooked factor when coming to building a team.
Oh yeah.
You look at the names, you look at the stats, you look at how they mesh well on the court, but team chemistry plays such a huge factor in championship teams. Look at the Warriors, man. All those guys in that locker room love each other. That's why they made it so far, and that's why the Celtics made it so far because all those guys in that locker room, they buy in and they love each other, and that's why they're there now.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Miami proved that you don't necessarily need a star-studded duo. You just need a comparable duo, and you just need a team to buy in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what it comes down to, and that's why KD and Kyrie, man. If I'm thinking about just duos in the NBA, man, the talent, the potential is what had me so high on them, as I'm sure everybody else. But if you're just looking at, can these two guys get somebody to buy in? I don't know.
They can't.
Could they just get Ben to take a back seat? I don't know.
They tried to get James Harden to buy in.
Here's the thing. Katie and Kyrie also suffer because they don't have a good coach. I don't think Steve Nash is that guy.
I think Steve Nash is better off as an assistant.
Timeout. You guys are being so disrespectful right now because the man wasn't even allowed to coach. He wasn't allowed to coach. They literally said, we want a guy who's we just want to do our own thing. Okay, well, we want Steve Nash to be the guy. All right? Because here's the thing. I think Steve Nash hangs around longer than Kyrie Irving does in Brooklyn.
I agree
Well,
with
if
that.
Kyrie says that he's going to sit out, then yeah.
I think Steve Nash can be the guy.
Well, Steve Nash is going to be. He has another year. They gave him another year. Sean Marks already said.
I think he could be the guy. I mean, listen, this was a crazy year. Kyrie sat out most of it. They had a lot of injuries. There was a lot of they don't play defense. That's where it gets you.
Kawhi comes back next year.
Ben
Forgot
Simmons
all
plays
about that for a
defense.
second.
Dude, I mean, Brooklyn is not necessarily a team for me to watch next season type thing as it currently stands.
Well,
because
as of right now, they're still the highest odds. I think.
yeah, that's insane to me.
I don't see it either.
Dude, listen,
ridiculous.
Lakers are coming back with a vengeance. Clippers are coming back with a vengeance. Boston or Golden State are going to be coming back. Miami is going to be getting better. They have to make a move. Milwaukee's coming back.
with a vengeance.
There's so many teams that I'm more inclined to put my odds on
Over the Brooklyn.
Brooklyn
Yeah.
Nets. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. Listen.
I'm
You
not
gave me
disagreeing with you.
No, you gave me a look when I started with the Lakers.
The Lakers.
Here's
come
the
on.
thing. I'm just saying that, but they have I don't think the Russ thing
if
doesn't
you-
work.
Do you really think
You can
Darvin Ham's that guy to take your team back to the finals?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we actually didn't touch about this. When did he get hired? Friday?
You know what it is? You want to know why he's the guy? He's the guy if AD's healthy, because I think anybody could be the guy.
well, he's already. They already said that Darvin Ham made Giannis what he is.
Thank you.
So then you think that Anthony Davis is already good. So
So here's my thing. If Ham is the guy who made Giannis what he is, why can't he be the guy? Because I'm telling you right now, Budenholzer ain't the guy.
No.
I'm telling you, Ham is the mastermind behind the Bucks' success. I'm so convinced on it. Doris Burke let us in on the insight. What that lady says in basketball might as well just be the word of God to me because she's fantastic at what she does, and it's already came out. He's the mastermind behind Giannis. I'm pretty sure he helped Lopez develop there too, like into like his role. Not obviously,
Lopez was still
Brook
already
Lopez
good.
is not the highest that he's ever been in terms of.
Also remember that once Brook Lopez got to Milwaukee, that's when he started developing a 3-point shot.
Yeah,
At least a little bit of a 3-point
Yeah,
shot.
Brooklyn didn't have it.
He can stretch a little bit.
No, he shot. I feel like Brook really listen. He was letting him rip with Los Angeles. He just wasn't hitting them. You know. So no, Brook. Brook just really came into like his role, and like that's really nice. I mean, listen, Brook Lopez is a quality player.
He has a special place in my heart.
Listen,
He was the best player on our
dude,
team.
at one point it was LeBron, Rondo, Brook Lopez, all on the Lakers. Dude, if this is like mid 2000s,
2018
I'm
right there.
like that's a championship. I'm crying, you know.
2010, that's the championship.
You know,
roster.
2010, that's a championship. But yeah, Brook Lopez is not what he used to be, but he's exactly what they need him to be.
Yeah.
All right. So I think Ham is the guy that can get guys in the position that they need to be. All right. Clearly, he's good at helping guys develop, and things are looking bright for the Lakers. I'm not sold on the Lakers if we still have Westbrook. And it's not that like he's awful. It's just he doesn't fit, you know. And we need depth. The Lakers need depth. Otherwise, they're going nowhere. LeBron and AD are going.
Well, who has their pick this year?
Believe it's the Pelicans, isn't it?
Yes.
Pelicans
you
have the
don't
pick, and
your
their pick is higher than
Yeah.
expected.
So they got to listen. They got to figure out a way. Somebody's got to take Russ off the hands, dude. I mean, if it comes together, I will say this. I am more inclined to believe that Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis can pull it together more than, I think they have better odds of pulling it together than KD, Kyrie, and Ben Simmons.
I don't know about that.
I said it.
Nah.
I said it.
Nah, you're right.
Thank you.
No way,
Thank
Connor.
you.
I'm sorry. KD is still at the prime of his career.
Dude, look,
Kyrie's in the prime of his career.
They won a championship with Rondo at the helm of that team. If Westbrook can
Also, it
just
was also
play,
the Bubble Bowl. That's what it was.
dude, it was the most even championship, and not the hardest, the most even championship ever won. Everybody hates on that. Oh, the Mickey Mouse Championship. It's the most, dude. You had no travel, no fans interference. It was just nothing but focusing on pure basketball. Yeah, they were away from their families a little bit, but hey, that's your job. It is what it is. Everybody was rested up. You got like 2.5, 3 months before you entered the bubble. It was the most fair championship ever won, and they already did it with Rondo. If AD stays healthy, Russ plays a role and doesn't try to do too much, I think they're going to be just fine. But they need to figure out
Can
the
you
depth.
ask Russ to do that?
Yeah, I
don't
think you
think-
can,
I don't think
especially
you
after
can.
this season. I think after this season, he's going to.
I don't think Russ will be willing to take that back seat.
That finals run
Fair
was
enough.
crazy that year because all these teams just kind of. It really showed how much the home court plays into it.
Yeah.
The 2020 playoffs.
Now, this year, I'm not going to lie, a lot more away teams have won than home teams.
Yeah.
I think,
I
because
mean, Boston just won that last week.
Yeah.
and Miami won Game 6 in Boston.
Yeah.
In the clincher.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't really. I feel like the atmosphere is just not as hostile as it used to be.
Because in the bubble, there was nothing. There was just it's just pumping in crowd noise and guys playing in the open gym.
Hey, you say the atmosphere is not as hostile as it used to be? Tell that to Charles Barkley in Golden State, man.
Charles Barkley in
Oh
Golden
my
State.
goodness, the
Did
beef.
you
between-
see that? That was
They were
fantastic.
throwing stuff at him.
That was wow. I shouldn't say fantastic. That was just I've never seen something like that, dude. That was at the broadcaster,
You're throwing stuff at the halftime, and he actually got up looking to fight somebody. He was livid, and I get it. You don't want people to throw stuff at you. It's understandable, but he was ready to go at somebody, and Ernie had to sort of hold him back.
Hey, we have a hypothetical that has just been posed us here at Ant and Mazz in the midday, and we've been talking about duos and stuff.
Do you want me to read that off for you, buddy?
And our very own Ben Giroux here has proposed something, and I think you're really gonna like this.
Yeah, you'll like this. And
All right,
here,
so
I'll give you this
let me
so
see
you
this.
can
All right.
remember the teams. I'll just pass my phone around over here. So the question is, which of these duos would win the most championships? Now, these guys are all in their primes, all right?
Okay.
So Team A is Magic Johnson and Larry Bird.
Okay.
Team B is Kobe Bean Bryant and LeBron James.
Yamez. Okay.
Team C is Mikal Jordan and Kevin Durant.
Michael Jordan. What?
Mikal
We're
Jordan.
channeling our inner Troy Dan here.
You ever
Mikal
watch
Jordan.
Stop it.
Troy Dan.
Stop it.
So Team
Mikal
C,
Jordan.
Team C is MJ and KD, and Team D is Steph and Shaq.
Steph and Shaq.
I'm actually going with Kobe and Brown.
I was thinking that too. I was thinking Kobe and LeBron as well.
Better defenders. Both can score. Better
But
passer.
Think about it.
Plus,
Wait,
plus
wait,
Kobe can take over.
These
whenever.
guys are all in the league at the same time, right? They're
Yes.
going against each other. There's
They're
not
all
like-
in their primes.
They're
Yeah.
all in their primes.
Yeah.
I'm still going Steph and Shaq.
I think Kobe can actually give Steph a problem.
Connor, what do you think?
My
And
goodness.
this is 2012-13 LeBron could definitely dunk at Shaq at that point. Shaq's still going to get his. I'm not
But
denying
prime
that.
Shaq, like Lakers Shaq.
Yes.
Yeah.
LeBron can still dunk on him.
But think about that. Him and Steph. 2015 Steph. That guy was the best. He might have the best season of all time.
Yeah, but we're talking about like the best
Prime Kobe.
Prime Kobe's better than prime Steph.
I would
I'd go
agree
with
with
B.
that. I would agree.
Better
with that.
defender,
Team B?
put up
Yeah.
more points.
Hey, Ant, hold on.
Did
Let
you
me
say
just
B?
say, the three of
I'm
us over
saying
here
Kobe
on
and
the other
LeBron.
side of the board
B.
said three. Said B.
What he said?
So
B?
Who was
oh,
Jordan
we all
paired
said
with?
B. Jordan's
KD.
with KD.
Katie's the weaker link for me, man. I just think that like LeBron, Shaq, like the second duos that like are within that bird would give him problems. So
No, I'm just saying. I just like Steph and Shaq better than Kobe and Braun.
I actually think Kobe and Braun kind of fit better, to be honest
They
with
do.
you.
I think they complement each other pretty
Because
well.
dude, they're both great defenders. Steph's not a great defender. Like both are great defenders, and Kobe's a better defender than LeBron.
they can
make-
each carry their own weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And they complement each
I
other.
think. Listen, I still think Shaq's gonna get his. I actually think Steph's the weaker of the links.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I want to say. Listen.
But just Shaq's just so dominant. Prime Shaq was just so dominant. It doesn't matter how LeBron's defense is. Shaq is bodying
That's
him.
fine, but Shaq can get 30, 40 points. I still think LeBron's going to be getting like 30, 35, and I think Kobe's going for like 40 plus, you know? Because we're talking about prime Kobe, dude. Like,
Yeah.
dude was a scorer,
Oh, wait,
bro.
hold on. This is a side question. Which Kobe do you want, 8 or 24?
I'm a 24 kind of guy.
Okay.
I'm a 24 kind of
Okay.
guy. I just think 8 was dope, but 24 was like...
He won more.
8's more athletic, but 24...
Was the leader?
Picked his moments so precise, you know. Like I'm taking 24.
24 won a Finals MVP. 8 didn't.
Both numbers were both Hall of Fame careers.
Yeah,
Like, individually.
yeah.
8 and 24 were both Hall of Fame careers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't really go wrong with either one, but I think I'd go with 24 as well. He's just wiser. He was just more... I don't know.
Well, yeah,
He was
when-
playing chess when everyone else was playing
Checkers, yeah.
This the stories that I hear about Kobe like post career, it's just they're always still the best.
Dude,
Yeah.
we're talking
the
about
Iman
like
Shumpert one was fantastic.
Oh yeah, you had your game there, son.
yeah.
What? You had your game.
Well, you were just talking about like Charles Barkley with like Golden State. Like I think the biggest missed opportunity. Obviously, we're talking about like someone's life here, so like I'm just talking strictly from a professional standpoint, like someone's father and stuff. Those are all more important, but we're just talking about like the possibilities for like a career. I wanted to see him on Inside the NBA so bad, especially when like Ernie, Chuck, and Kenny,
Yeah.
Kenny, leaving. Like him and Shaq just taking over would have just been magic, you know. This would have been absolute magic, and it's so heartbreaking. But here we are.
So, one last story here from the NBA. There's one coach opening left, Charlotte Hornets. There's a couple candidates that have been going around. Kenny Atkinson has been named. D'Antoni.
Oh God.
Who would you like? I know Mazz's answer. Mazz has told me who he thinks should get that job. Just give us a little bit, like you say, Atkinson.
Give me
why?
Atkinson over D'Antoni, bro. Because D'Antoni's going to give you exciting basketball, but I think Atkinson's going to put you in a better position
Half
to
the
win.
defense, double the offense, the D'Antoni way.
Yeah.
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 You know, that might actually work for Charlotte if you, like, look at them. But I don't know. I think for more exciting basketball, it depends on what you're trying to accomplish. I would hope it's to win, and I think Kenny Atkinson's a better coach. I think Kenny Atkinson got the short end of the stick, and he got, two guys that just didn't want to be coached, and he tried coaching, and he's out the door. All right? So Kenny Atkinson definitely deserves a job, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see what happened to David Blatt happens to Kenny Atkinson. I think he's the guy for Charlotte. D'Antoni's going to bring you that offensive, game. And
Yeah.
they're just going to live and die by offense. And, hey, they might reach the 3rd or 4th seed in the East, but they're never going to get you over the hill. I think Kenny Atkins gives you a better
Do
shot.
you think LaMelo Ball can be that guy that
Yeah.
can get the
Oh,
Hornets
yeah.
to a top 2 seed?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because here's the thing. Like, you look at, like, he had Nash in the West with D'Antoni, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think LaMelo Ball's upside is greater than Nash's.
Nash's.
Now, whether or not he reaches it is to be. I think he needs the right guy with him.
He's a Magic Johnson type point guard. He's
Yeah,
just
dude,
tall.
he's got length. He's got an outside shot, which Nash did too. Let's not forget. But he's more scorer minded than Nash is. So I'm gonna say he's a better scorer. He's a really good passer. Probably is LaMelo Ball the best passer in the league?
Oh,
Jokic.
it's so tough. Jokic is up there, 100%. Draymond too. Draymond's a fantastic facilitator.
That's tough.
That's a really good question.
I like Trey Young too.
Trey Young's. Didn't he lead? Wasn't he the assist leader this year?
Something like that. He was averaging like 9. That's
Yeah.
why I thought he was first team.
Chris Paul is still a good facilitator.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, but LaMelo's definitely up there.
He's up there. I don't think he is the best facilitator, but
Maybe
he's,
top
he's,
6. Top 6.
I'd say
Lonzo
top
Ball
six.
has got to be up there. Yeah.
Yeah, the Ball brothers are just fantastic.
Yeah.
I want Lonzo
facilitator.
back in LA, bro. I want Lonzo back in LA so
No, but
bad.
you know what? I think he's gonna thrive in Chicago. It's a smaller market comparatively speaking to
Well,
LA.
there's
Chicago's a big market. What are you talking about?
Comparatively speaking to
It's the
LA,
3rd biggest market in
Yeah,
sports.
but-
comparatively basketball wise, it's not as big as LA is. LA has two huge
dude,
basketball teams.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think you're underselling Chicago a bit. I still think LA's number 1, but you are downplaying Chicago
They had to
just
go
a
there, bro.
little bit.
They had to go
Dude,
there.
they're such a basketball town. It's not even funny. Like, even with the Bulls not being what they are, like, listen, the Cubs and the Bears, it's not their town. Like, it's a Bulls town, in my opinion.
White Sox country.
Southside.
Maybe like a small
No,
neighborhood.
The White,
not
the
even
White
a
Sox are
section.
Southside. The Cubs own Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Bulls, like, I feel like that, like, if all 3 are on, people are tuning
into the
more
Bulls.
into the Bulls than anybody
Definitely
else.
not the Bears. Like, I
No,
promise
no
that
one's
from the
tuning into
bottom
the
of my
Bears.
heart.
But that's I don't know. Did
Bears.
Levine apparently?
He's
I
a free
hate to
agent.
bring it back. He wants to make. He's been talking about how he's been a Lakers fan his entire life.
He's betting on himself.
You
this
know,
offseason.
and there's nothing wrong with that. And I would love to see him end up. I would not that it's ever gonna happen. I would love to see Russ get shipped out and Lonzo and Levine come because
Inconceivable.
I know. I just wish it would happen. It'd be perfect. It'd be magical. It sets us up for the future. It sets us up for the present.
you have
It'd
no
be the
money,
greatest
but
thing. And we have championships.
you have no money. If you have
gotta,
to fill out a roster,
you got to get Russ out of there,
yeah. He's
dude. You could give me. Listen,
he can opt into a $50 million deal this year.
yeah, but yeah.
That just hurt a lot.
So
that just hit him.
Mazz's heart just
That
I
just
said
dropped.
you got to get him out. I
Yeah.
said you got to get him out. You know, it's all contingent.
It all just, the reality just hit his brain. He was like, wow.
That's a lot of
50
money.
mil for a guy
That
that.
is so much money.
50 mil for 50% from the free throw line.
For the most turnovers in
I'm
basketball.
just-
Free throw line. Stop
most
it.
turnovers in
They
basketball.
had no help.
Yeah, sure. All right, we're going to take a quick
Yeah,
break.
sure.
We're about to hit to the 1 o'clock hour. We'll be right back here on Ant and Mazz in the midday. Catch ya. You are listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, Ant and Mazz in the midday. We are on the top of the hour here at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. Anthony Cafone, Brandon Marazzo, Ben Giroux, Connor Cupin. Welcome back, gentlemen.
What up, schmucks?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
So we're about to get into our NFL stories for the week, but before we really hop into anything, sad news on Monday. Jeff Gladney, Arizona Cardinals cornerback, passed away in a car accident. Very tragic. Jeff Gladney showed a lot of promise with the Vikings for a few years. Was in Arizona after this year. He just got signed, and it was just a really tragic sequence of events that happened.
It was just like, it's just sad how this kind of stuff keeps like happening. You know, like it was Haskins a month ago.
Haskins
About a month ago, yeah.
and
now Gladney.
Yeah, like the rug situation as well. I mean, it's not. It's totally different. But
That one's
it
was a little different, but like
it's
all
just tragic stuff that's been happening. Just gotta be. Sometimes it's just.
I just
gotta
remember
be careful when you're.
I remember when Major League Baseball went through this. Like I was Oscar Taveras, then Jose Fernandez, Yordano Ventura. It was just back to, and then Tyler Skaggs. Like it was like every year was something new, and with the NFL,
you got to make better decisions, man. You know, I mean, like some of those, like the guys didn't make like the decisions. Yeah. Others guys made decisions. You know, like I don't know, man. That's life, I guess.
Yeah, like Gladney. Yeah, it was a first-round pick by the Vikings in 2020.
At TCU, yeah.
He was Jalen Reagor was one of his teammates.
Yeah, Jalen Reagor had a pretty emotional tweet about it on Monday. It was just you hate to see young talent like that just lose their life at such a young age, and you always just think of what could have been.
The worst thing is he didn't play last season because he got arrested, right? But he was found not guilty back in March, so that's when the Cardinals picked him up, and then
Yeah, that's rough.
He had his second chance. He was ready. He was all ready to go. There was videos of him working the week before.
Yeah, he had his
Cardinals minicamp.
He played his rookie season, and then once he got arrested, the Vikings let him go. But then he got found out guilty. The Cardinals were like, boom, picked him up.
Yeah. I mean, it's rough. What kind of like been like kind of bugging me lately is that like just because like a guy like is like arrested, like teams are automatically want to distance themselves so far away from them, and like dude, I don't know. I just feel like you need to figure out like the story, like let it play out before you just make your verdict. Yeah. How many times are they just like? So many times, like, oh no, this guy's bad PR, gone. When it's
Kareem Hunt,
I mean, that was
I know
that was something else. But
I'm saying that one's a little different because he got picked back up. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
But that's a little different too, where it's just like. I mean, like that, there's like legitimate, how like you feel on it. Like I have my own personal feelings that we're not going to get into on that, but it's the fact that, like you look at like Kareem Hunt, right? And he kicked the girl in her face. You know? And it's like, some say she deserved it, some say she didn't. Regardless of how you feel, there was hard evidence and the team made their decision. Where other times, just like guys get allegations against them or they just get picked up because there might be something there, and the team just automatically like, nope, distanced away. And then it comes out the guy did absolutely nothing. There's no proof, nothing. I'm
Gladney right there.
Yeah, that's why I kind of want to see
teams have more faith in their guys.
Yeah, basically, like let it play out before you're just like, oh no. Because here's the thing, right? In the public view, especially for like sports fans, the second the team drops them, there is a good majority of people like absolutely did it. The team knows something that we don't. When the teams don't know nothing, they're just saving face.
Yeah, You're right. And then the next team picks the person up, and then everyone... Look, Tyreek Hill was a 5th-round pick because of that.
Yeah. Look at Laramie Tunsil falling down in the draft. Like, he didn't really do anything like...
It's not legal anymore.
It's legal now, but like that literally like affected him, and it's like...
Greatest thing for the Dolphins. Yeah. Got so many draft picks.
Yeah.
But Jeff Gladney, rest in peace, and... Well, hopefully the Cardinals.
Hopefully his family, gets the support that they need moving forward. But fellas, moving forward.
Yeah, actually, I want to talk. The new Madden cover just got dropped today.
John Madden, baby,
as it should be.
Yeah. As it should be.
So I just wish that the problem is that like Madden's awful these days. The game.
Oh my god, the game is terrible.
It's terrible. I can't do it anymore.
I like watching Madden content on YouTube. I'll watch that.
Yeah,
actual play.
Yeah, but the game is terrible.
How do people watch? Like, I'm sorry. Like,
how do people watch people play video games?
Thank you. How do you do that?
Just go play the game
yourself.
Just
go play the game, man. Just go play the game.
You watch you guys play basketball. Why don't you go outside and shoot hoops?
No, but that's like watching people. No, listen. That's like watching people play fantasy basketball.
Yeah, but dude, that's just like it's like you're watching a guy watch something.
He's playing it.
Yeah, but it's not the same, dude. I'm in all of the guys' athletic ability. Where like what you're in all
watching
the guys
someone
like
play video games.
Pressing, like,
watching someone play video games is not like watching someone play basketball.
Here's the thing: some of these YouTubers have money, so they can like spend all the in-game currency, and get the best stuff when you couldn't.
Yeah. and
So like, you
also
can
they're
see
better
like
at
the
game
best
than we are.
version of the game being played.
It's just
I mean, you
ridiculous at that
spend the
point,
money. You just
I'm not
wouldn't
spending
be
money on it.
tomorrow. but it's
I
all
don't
good.
even have the money to spend on it. Like,
Get your bag up, bro.
Well, you know
Tell my
who
boss.
who does have money? Actual teams. And speaking of actual teams, the Cleveland Browns
Yeah, they signed
dropping a
David.
bag
On
And-
David Njoku.
on David Njoku.
Yeah, it was like a 4-year
I'm happy for the guy.
deal.
As a Canes fan.
Yeah, it
Here
was a
comes the
4-year
money.
deal worth about $56.75 million for David Njoku. Really,
Straight up
That's-
potential signing right there. They believe in him.
dude, he hasn't even had a 1,000-yard season, man.
But now he has Deshaun Watson.
He got the Christian Kirk bag.
Maybe.
Maybe.
It's Deshaun Watson.
Well, he'll have
Maybe
Deshaun-
he has Deshaun Watson.
Listen,
Speculation around the league is Deshaun Watson might be suspended. for
first
the year.
off, if the suspension's going to come, it should come already for
Yeah.
crying
Yeah.
out loud.
Yep.
Second, and
Don't
I'm not
let-
saying that I'm with Deshaun Watson. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if you're going to suspend the guy, like, let the team know and, like, suspend him already. 1. 2, if he does get suspended, it's going to be a year. So Njoku still has him.
I don't know.
for the
Trevor
rest
Bauer got 2 years in the MLB, and the MLB set that precedent. So if you're the NFL, you see that the MLB's handing out a 2-year suspension. It could be more. Who knows?
Yeah, but I think I don't even want to like compare like cases because that's messed up.
Yeah.
But they both did something wrong. It's just I think one was violent, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Bauer. So like that could be the reason for like the 2-year, where it's like it's also the NFL where it's like somebody does something messed up all the time.
6 games.
6 games.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, not for nothing. Like Myles Garrett. Technically, like that was assault and battery charge. Technically,
And then Josh Gordon, 3 years.
So, yeah, but that was also based off of like
Different times, yeah.
Different times.
He set the own precedent, and it's just horrible that happened because it's legal now. In most
Josh
states.
Gordon now is like, man, why couldn't I be a couple years younger?
Yeah,
I have my
facts.
prime in
I
2023.
feel so bad for Josh Gordon. That's
For
the guy
sure.
I just feels so horrible for.
He was insane his second season, and then
Yeah,
he
was-
never
was
had a
on-
third season.
He was on track. I think he was the best receiver in football that year.
Yeah, he was a
I
first
think
team
he
All
was.
Pro that
Him and
season.
Megatron were like fighting for the best spot in football at receiver, and he's got his career robbed from him.
Who
And
even was
it's
the
just-
quarterback of the Browns that season? Like, he
Was
put
that
up
Money
these-
Manziel?
He put up these
It might have
numbers
been
with
Money
like
Manziel.
he put up these numbers with like Colt McCoy or something. You know what I
Nah,
mean?
it might be like John Manziel or something like that.
That was the year after Manziel. I could be
It was
wrong.
2014.
Year
It was 2014.
2014
That's
was
why. Yeah,
Manziel.
the year before
Yeah.
I meant.
Oh, so it was 2013 the year he.
Josh Gordon had that All Pro season in 2013, right? So who even was the Browns quarterback in
Was that
2013?
McCown?
It might have been.
This is so bad because
Oh,
they've
it
had like
was who's the dude? It wasn't Brandon Whedon, was it? It could have been, dude.
Connor-
That
Connor,
has
who
been
was
the
it?
nonstop carousel
You got
of
to
quarterbacks.
spin the wheel of Browns quarterbacks to find who it was.
Yeah, and that's a long, long history.
First
That's
of all-
the Browns made me believe in why like I'm so big on like acquiring an established talent and building your own homegrown talent through the draft because I'm just not confident in teams.
it was
building
Brandon
up
Wheaton.
those- It was Brandon Whedon.
Yep.
Get at me.
Or it was like Jason Campbell and Brandon Wheaton. Brandon Wheaton, basically.
Jeez.
I only
he
knew
got
that-
1,700 yards with those two.
Can I just tell you?
Oh
13.
my-
Wait, it was 1,700
How many-
yards?
how many
it was
was it?
1,700 yards?
I think it was upwards of that.
Dude, no way Josh Gordon dropped 1,700 yards with Brandon Wheaton as quarterback.
All I'm saying.
He was the receiving leader that year.
Yeah, he was. I know. Yeah, he was the best. Dude, 1,700 with Brandon. No, he had probably
1646. 1646.
Can somebody
Jesus.
first off, the fact that I knew that it was Brandon Whedon, absolutely ridiculous. Second, that's
100 yards a
really
game.
impressive.
100 yards a game.
That's impressive for Gordon to do that, and too bad the sticky icky took it away from him.
yeah.
Because the league was just ridiculous at that point.
The big
But
Raj.
nonetheless, I just want you guys to know I only knew that because the Cowboys picked up Whedon as a backup quarterback.
Keep in mind-
right after that.
I just have to say this now about Wheaton. 29-year-old rookie. Why would they take him in the first round?
Dude,
I read into Whedon's story. He was a minor league baseball player.
Yeah.
It didn't work out, so he's like, I'm going to go play at OSU.
It's like Hayden Hurst.
Yeah, but being
Yeah.
and he was really good because he's 26 years old. Of course, you're going to be really good against 18-year-old kids.
Yep.
And
Here
here we are in the first round, and then he's like, oh, maybe he's not NFL.
And he contributed to Josh Gordon's almost 1,700 yards.
that's
Yeah,
all
but
he's got.
Back to David Njoku. I'm looking at his stats just like year by year. His career high in yards for a season was 639.
My goodness.
And he's getting $56 million.
Guy's a good blocker.
You don't pay guys that money to be a tight end blocker.
No. But we'll see what they clearly have to know something. Well, I don't know. It's the Browns. They might not know anything, but they see something, and who knows, man? I mean, listen, he has. If there's no suspension, he has a really, really good quarterback.
How much money per season is this?
So 4 years, $56 million. You do the math, Connor. I'm not a math guy.
It's like 14
11
mil.
mil. Yeah, probably
Dude,
12.
they got Cooper too.
Yeah.
Dude, they just paid a lot of money to Denzel Ward too.
Yeah,
They gave Denzel Ward a huge contract.
100 mil for 5 years, right?
So they're just paying everyone on the roster right now.
I mean, they have money, right?
Yep.
I mean, they're just paid Deshaun Watson too. So you pay Watson, Ward. Now, Joku.
Watson's first year is like he's only making like $1 million, so he's not a cap hit this year. So they could
'Cause he's
pay
not playing,
guys.
right?
Yeah. Well, no, that they
They think he's not playing.
Well, they structured it in the way where he still makes the bulk of his money because if he gets the year suspension, he still has the rest of it, and they could keep it down in case he does get suspended to make moves to possibly listen. They're going all in. They're making a run. Let's be honest. The Browns are attempting to make a run here. That's
And
why
they're one of the toughest divisions in football. Right?
You know,
Baker
so-
Mayfield is still on the roster.
dude, they got to trade that guy.
So
I don't know
also,
where?
what teams?
Seattle, I
Here's
don't
the
know.
thing. So teams don't want to pay his salary. The Browns are trying to get teams to pay a certain percentage, but these teams want to pay less than the
Yeah.
percentage the Browns are offering. Dude, this is so
You think
funny.
he ends up getting bought out?
The Browns have they're an amazing comedy show right now. You know what I mean? It's like
They'll defer his payments, right?
it's a nice reality TV show. The Browns,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
The Cleveland show.
Baker's got to show up to get paid.
the
you
Cleveland
know?
show, bro.
So, which is absolutely awful because it's just like what Boston did with Isaiah Thomas.
Oh man,
They did Baker dirty, man. Let's be honest.
no,
Although
but
I
IT,
actually
IT got traded for Kyrie. Baker's still on the roster. He's just watching it happen in front of him.
yeah, nah, that's disrespectful.
Like I don't like
He's in
Baker. I don't
purgatory
think
right
he's
now.
that good, but
I think Baker's a
he's
top.
getting a little.
Baker
Baker's
is a top
serviceable.
15
That says
quarterback.
something
He's
that
serviceable.
Houston. That
Top
says
15.
something that Houston didn't even want him. They were like, "We got Davis Mills over him."
Well, Davis Mills
Look at that.
he had one of the best rookie quarterback seasons
Yeah, he did. But
outside
let's
of
put it
Matt
that way.
Jones. He probably had the
Houston-
second best.
Houston was like, "We don't need Baker."
Atlanta could be looking at Baker.
Is Mariota still their number one right now?
Mariota's
Yeah,
the
I feel like we
number
talked about this last
Yeah,
week.
let him rob Mariota though.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's
Let's
give Marcus a shot.
Mariota deserved a second chance.
Speaking of new faces in the town, though, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers just brought in a new defensive tackle.
Yeah, Akeem Hicks.
From the
Yeah,
Bears.
this is pretty
Happy
big
for
news.
that guy.
It's pretty big news because it probably is the end of the Ndamukong Suh era.
Yeah.
in
Sue
Tampa
has
Bay.
a player option.
I don't remember.
And I think he's a free
I
agent.
think he's a free
He
agent.
might be a
Yeah.
free agent, yeah.
Yeah, so they gave Hicks a contract.
It's a 1-year deal.
One-
Hicks
year
goes
deal?
from
I think
losing
it's
to
like
winning.
I think it's like 5.85.
Yeah.
You know the Bears can't win.
I think it is. I don't remember.
Hey,
don't
Sue
quote me
got
on
a
that.
Sue got a chip.
Got a chip with Tampa. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 year deal, $10 million.
You know
Oh, I
what?
was close.
1 year, $10 million.
for Akeem Hicks.
Close?
Good for Hakeem Hicks, dude.
For a C tackle, $10 million.
Listen, that's fine, dude.
Well, I think the Ravens are paying Calais Campbell like
well,
8 or something.
speaking of D tackles, is the man gonna come back? That's the question.
Aaron Donald, man.
Is Aaron Donald gonna come back?
He's at peace, but I think he'll do it. Come on now.
Yeah.
I
He's
think
gotta
he
get
does.
do it.
I think he
But
does a
if you're,
1
if
year.
you're
Browns-
Aaron Donald, right, and they don't want to pay you, why wouldn't you want to go somewhere else?
The Rams would be crazy not to give this guy a bag.
Yeah.
Crazy.
He
'Cause
is like
makes their
one of the
defense-
best defensive players of all time.
We talk about, like, yes, it is a D tackle, but this guy's taking on triple teams for days, beating triple teams for
Who
days.
cares if he's a D tackle? He outsacks all the defensive ends. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
dude,
He's
he's a
3-time defensive
monster.
player of the year, 6-time All Pro. He deserves all the money in the
So
world.
here I have this is a two-part question. One, are we think he's done, or do we think he's coming back?
He's coming back for me.
I think so too.
Even if he says he's satisfied, he's going to spend 1 year on the couch.
Yep. Get the itch.
This happens to
Everyone.
95% of football players.
Except for
they
Andrew Luck.
spend except for Andrew Luck's in the 5%. That's not. That's what I'm saying. 95%.
And he's one of the guys I wish would have gotten the itch to
Megatron's
come
another
back.
guy like that. But like 95% of football players who retire early get the itch after the first season.
Gronk, Jason Witten.
Exactly. You can list Brett Favre. You can list
Brady.
so
Brady for
many
2
guys.
months.
Brady for like
Drew
a
Brees.
month.
Look at Drew Brees. He's considering coming back. He left NBC.
The greatest comeback in Drew Brees' career is that hairline and whoever does his plugs, dude. Okay, I said
Yeah.
it. I love Drew Brees, but like,
Better
that's the
hairline
best-
comeback, LeBron's or Drew Brees?
Drew Brees
Drew
all day.
Brees.
He has a
Alright.
full head of hair. LeBron just took it from the back and put it to the front. Okay, no disrespect, but let's be honest. That's what happened. Now, here's my
man.
second part of the question: if he does retire, who is the baddest man on defense in the NFL?
Micah Parsons.
Michael Parsons. Thank you, Ben
Micah
Jerome.
Parsons.
TJ Watt.
No, stop it.
Micah Parsons.
Miles
Michael
Garrett.
Parsons.
Wasn't he second in defensive
Miles
player
Garrett's
of
not
the year
even better than
votes?
DJ Watt.
As a
Miles
rookie?
Garrett is like a
Yeah.
modern day like Reggie White, dude.
Well,
He's
he
an
just does everything
animal.
on the position. He covers, he rushes the quarterback, he runs.
He rushes
stuffs.
the quarterback. All right.
He can do everything.
Oh, yeah, he does rush
He does
quarterbacks.
rush the quarterback.
He does rush
Fist
quarterbacks.
closed.
Helmet in hand.
Helmet in hand.
Helmet in hand. Fist closed.
Glad we thought of that at the same time.
Yes, helmet in hand. Oh my.
Miles Garrett.
Michael Parsons is going to be the most deadliest guy in the NFL on the defensive side of the ball.
But
I'm saying
I
it
will
right
say
now.
this. I will say this. Garrett and Watt are both
Yeah,
very
right there.
close seconds.
I say
They're
Watt. I
very
say
close
Watt over
seconds.
Parsons. Then Parsons.
Xavier Howard.
I just think Parsons
No.
brings so much more to his game than like.
I don't know, but Watt
TJ's
has
a
20
great
sack
edge
seasons,
rusher.
bro.
Yes,
He's 20 sack seasons.
J.C. Jackson.
I think Parsons could get there though. If you just let him just come off the edge, they don't let him just come
But
off the
then,
edge all
then
the
People
time.
do
that
that.
gets rid of his multi-dimensionals. Multi-dimension.
multi-dimensional, bro.
The
Multidimensional.
But yeah,
multi-dimensional.
but he
yeah.
could
Versatile,
potentially do.
versatile.
He could potentially do that 20
Versatility,
sacks.
yeah. Versatility.
Yeah, but he has the capability of doing that while defending the pass, while playing an interior line. Like you could put the guy almost anywhere. You know?
True, but I feel like you could do that.
He
with
could
TJ
co-
Watt.
he could definitely lock up a receiver.
Watt
if you
could
put him
cover.
on him.
Yeah,
TJ
yeah,
Watt
for
can
sure,
cover.
for sure.
He's had
He can
he
cover
has-
the flat.
He had like three. I think he had 3 picks last year, something like that.
Yeah, he can cover the flat, but he can't play coverage like Parsons can.
True,
You know.
but
So,
it's gonna be a conversation that people are gonna have this whole season. Who's better, TJ Watt or Michael Parsons?
This one guy threw up a bet that Jameis is going to lead the league in passing yards, right? And
Michael Thomas is coming back.
yeah, and they got Olave, Jarvis Landry. It's all coming
I
together.
forgot. they
Kamara,
picked up
2 out of the
Jarvis Landry.
backfield, one of the best receiving
Alvin
backs.
Kamara's a
Kamara.
good receiving back too.
And just missed the perfect opportunity to hit the sound effect.
Which one?
Oh yeah,
It's all coming together.
it's all coming together. I love that one. Hit me with it.
He can't find it.
Oh, yeah. It's all coming together.
That's just fantastic. Whoever programmed this is just like, thank you for having some gems in there.
Yeah.
Except whoever put the unconceivable, do not play it. That is
Inconceivable?
inconceivable. That is the worst one ever.
Where's the Ric Flair? I can't find him anymore.
I think it's at the bottom where the Kool-Aid
believe
Man.
we're
Oh
talking
yeah,
about
one
this.
is.
This is
Right
always
now.
this is beautiful right here. This is
I
good
can't
content.
find the Ric Flair anymore.
It's.
Oh,
I
boy.
think it's there. Hit one of the Kool-Aid ones.
How
We're
does
gonna
it-
test this out right now. All right, and hit the one underneath it. Oh yeah! Somebody replaced the Ric Flair, and I have beef.
Who is it?
Who is
We're
it?
calling you out.
It might have been us.
No.
It might have been us on accident.
It might have been us. I think I might
I-
have clicked something by accident.
Everyone, I need the Ric Flair back.
We need the Ric Flair.
Everyone
back.
listening's gotten 3 hours of Mazz so
Speaking
far.
of Ric Flair, yes, 3 hours of Mazz. Ric Flair's daughter just got married, and that suit was like amazing, dude. If you guys just look up the Ric Flair suit, it is fantastic.
This is a sports talk show, everyone.
Whoa, sports entertainment, man. Come on now.
Yes, man.
Gotta get some pro wrestling in there every now and then. I mean, we reference Ric Flair at the end of every episode,
Yeah, absolutely.
you know? So, yeah,
Absolutely.
if anybody's out there and wanted to take a peek, like, that is just a fantastic. That's up to you, though. You do with that information that you want.
Speaking of sports entertainment, Tommy Pham and Jock Peterson
Ah,
have been giving the world
This
some
guy.
insane
Oh,
entertainment.
just stole my thunder. Who is this guy? Get this guy off my show. This is Ant and Mazz in the midday. Who
All
do you
right,
think you
I'm
are?
in timeout. Go
Stealing
in
the
the corner.
schmuck of the week. Can you mute him for like
I'll
a
be
minute,
back.
please? Thank
Muted.
you. Yeah, we'll catch you later. Anyway, yeah. Well, so now we're here with the schmuck of the week. And yeah, it's got to go to Tommy Pham. Am I right? I mean, he's slapping grown men over fantasy football and calling out Mike Trout. Like, how
Get away from
dare
Mike.
you? Yeah, get away from Mike. Who do you think you are? So sit in the corner.
Sit in the corner and
Sit in
cry.
the corner. Anyway,
Connor's on a 2-minute timeout.
yeah, just stealing off the thunder. Anyway, guys, slapping grown men, calling out Mike Trout for being a commissioner. But listen, all commissioners of fantasy football leagues out there should be called out. You got to have a vote system in place, you know? But anyway, dude, like, come on. What's the matter with you? Did he get suspended for this?
Yeah, and you know what? You know why he
games.
stopped him for fantasy football? You know like what move it was?
What was...
I think it was like Jock Peterson picked up like the
Oh, that's
Jeff
what happened.
Wilson. Jeff Wilson.
This is what happened. Is that Jock help me out here.
Jock Peterson.
Jock Peterson picked up a guy that he used the IL spot, right?
Yeah, he put a guy in,
You
who was
put a
out.
guy-
Just listed as out.
Yeah.
He was on the
Okay.
IR.
But
IR.
he put him
In the injured reserve?
in the
Yeah.
he put him in the IR.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then he picked up a guy off of waivers, right? And apparently, Fam had done something similar, like literally was using the same IR spot and was like mad about that. But because I guess in another league, the same guy wasn't listed as to be like on like the IR, so he was claiming that like it should never happen. It was ineligible. Blah blah blah. Unacceptable. The worst sound effect we have, man.
Lemon grab, man.
But that's what
I'm dead
happened,
still.
dude. He
Yep.
literally, like, the guy freaked out over fantasy football. You're a grown man, and I'm sure they're playing for, like, serious money being MLB players. But,
1,000%.
dude, it's within the rules. You could have done it at any time. Like, you yourself were doing the same thing. You're the schmuck of the week. Grow up already. You're making millions of dollars. If you can't handle losing the money, don't play. All right? You big baby. I can't stand you. Don't even know who you were before this even happened.
Schmuck of the week.
Schmuck of the
Tommy
week.
Pham.
Tommy Pham. If you ever thought that if you would have told me that this guy was getting it, no, because I didn't even know who he was before this happened.
Hey, Tommy Pham was a good hitter.
Congratulations, you're relevant.
He's not irrelevant. Tommy Pham. He's
No,
on
I
the
just
Reds
said-
now. He's probably on the most irrelevant team in baseball right now.
I just said now he's relevant.
Now he's relevant.
Yeah, and he made himself relevant. Congratulations.
Wow. Connor, you're off timeout.
Yeah.
Welcome back, you schmuck.
Irony is, I had Tommy
Schmuck of the
Pham
week.
in fantasy.
Connor Cupid.
Almost, dude. He
Almost.
kept it out. But we just signed. We just picked up Connor full time, and I'm about to just throw him back off.
Oh no.
Yeah, Connor. This is the first time we'll mention this on air. Connor is now a full member of Mazz Midday.
Yeah,
Ben.
Yeah, congratulations.
Ben
man.
will be leaving us in a couple of weeks.
Hey, I got like 3 weeks.
Yeah,
you
a
know,
couple of weeks.
chilling.
We'll enjoy our time.
Then he goes to camp.
Yeah.
Lifeguard Ben.
Yeah, lifeguard.
Dude,
Ben.
imagine being
Like
in
drowning.
the pool drowning.
Yeah.
And Ben's
Bro,
gonna save you.
You see Ben Jarrell like diving in.
Oh.
I'm a goner. I'm a goner.
I'm just.
Thanks,
I'm
guys.
just.
Thanks.
I'm swimming.
Gonna go drown on purpose now.
No, I'm swimming.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Put him back on
Can't say
timeout.
that.
Put him back on
Put him back on
timeout.
timeout.
Connor on timeout.
Bad joke. I don't even think we can say that here. If we get an email, it's on you, sir. Anyway, if I just saw Ben, I'm just swimming closer to the bottom because I'll just take my chances.
Just go over to the shallow end. Just go to the shallow end. Just go to the 2 feet.
Yeah, I'll just be like walking in the little like 2 feet section.
Anyway.
Just go to the kiddie pool, bro.
Anyway, moving on here, fellas. I don't even know where I want to take this.
I don't know.
This is ridiculous.
Dude.
Well,
Where are
NHL
we?
playoffs. The East Finals and the West Finals.
Take him out of timeout. We need him.
Yeah, we need Connor. Connor.
Connor, walk
tag
us through
team.
it.
I'll tag team.
Last
you.
night, the Avs played the Oilers, and
Oh yeah.
this is a series where you will see a lot of goal scoring and not so much defense because the goaltenders are Swiss cheese. And the Avs defense is really good. Don't get me wrong. But the score was like,
8-6.
it was, yes.
Avalanche.
That's a lacrosse score almost. Like,
It is a lacrosse score.
Quite literally.
I've done lacrosse games.
Yeah, you're the lacrosse guy. How do you feel?
I used to watch pro lacrosse.
Listen, lacrosse is dope.
Hey,
It is.
The college semifinals was this weekend. I was watching Rutgers play. I think it was Cornell, and Cornell destroyed them. Then Princeton played Maryland, and Maryland won. We had 2 NJ teams in the national semifinals, and they both lost.
Hey, well, it happens. But coming back to things
yeah.
that matter, like
Yeah.
the NHL,
Yeah.
But
the
Rangers
and the Lightning are, I believe that's game
Eastern
1
Conference
tonight,
Finals tonight, yeah.
and that kicks off at 8 p.m. If anybody cared.
But you
got to
got to brush on Game 7, first of all. So that whole series, the home team had won every single game. And so going into Game 7 with Carolina, having won all their home games and losing all their away games, it was kind of like a little nerve-wracking for some Rangers fans. But the Rangers have been battling the odds this entire playoffs. They were down 3-1 in the first round. They come all the way back, and they beat the Penguins. This series, they're down 2-0 to the Carolina Hurricanes. Then they tie the series up and they defend home ice. But then they're down 3-2. They win Game 6, and then they win Game 7. And they win Game 7 by a lot, too. The score was 6-2, and it was, like, not even close. The Rangers had this one from the start. Now, against the Lightning,
Do you have confidence in them?
to take the Lightning on.
Nope.
Well, I have confidence in them because this is 2 brick wall goaltenders going at each other.
Igor
2
Shesterkin.
really good defenses going at each other. This
What a name, dude.
I love Igor Shesterkin.
Igor Shesterkin.
He's
is
gonna be
really
the best. He's going. What, isn't he the best goalie in hockey right now? Like the regular season.
Okay, so regular season, yes, he was the best goaltender. He was an MVP candidate, mind you, actually. So that's really hard to do. It's like a pitcher in baseball becoming an MVP candidate. That's really hard to do because usually the position players get that.
Vasilev's on the other side, right?
Vasilevsky is the Tampa goaltender, and he is looking sharp as ever in these playoffs. And So this is going to come down to who has the better offense, because both teams have a great defense. Tampa's being slightly better, and both have great goaltenders. Not sure who's going to play better out of those two. So it's going to come down to who can score more, because both teams are going to lock it down. Tampa just shut down the best offense in the league last series, so that might be why they probably have. Let's not kid ourselves. Rangers, Avalanche is not going to happen because it's going to be Lightning Avs.
Here's the thing: the Rangers were very good on the power play the last few games of that series,
and that's the most important thing.
The first 3 games they were
against a
not
team like
good.
Tampa.
Yeah,
That's
the first
the
3
most
games they were not good, but they actually came out. They scored 2 in the game 7. They were 2 of 3 in the power play, right? Something like that.
I
think it was 2 out of. They went 2 out of 3 on the power play in game 7.
The first 2 goals were power play goals.
I watched the first 2 periods, and they had the game in control the whole time.
What happened to the third period?
In the third period, I think they scored like.
They scored 3 goals.
Yeah, but you said you only watched the first 2. What happened to the third?
What happened to the third period?
My mom was in the room.
Oh.
Mama Cafone does not want to watch hockey.
Mama
Cafone
Cafone did not want to. She put on the Yankees.
I relent. No, the Yankees weren't even on. I was like, I will concede the remote.
But
watch The Office.
They were up 3. They were.
You gave up NHL playoffs for The Office.
Come on, let's watch The Office. The Office is great.
They were up 3 the entire game at least. Okay, obviously not the entire game because they had to go up 1-0, then 2-0, then 3-0. But then it was 4-0, and then Carolina never even came close. And now it's so. First off, between the Oilers and the Avs, who do y'all got? If y'all even have picks,
I have the Avalanche.
I have the Avs too.
Don't get me wrong, Connor McDavid is a star,
guy.
But the Avalanche just look like a complete whole team.
The Avs have an offense and the defense.
That's what I'm saying.
Edmonton has an offense.
And I see it being the Lightning and the Avalanche, and I'm rocking with Tampa.
Yeah,
and Cafone has absolutely convinced me, and championship pedigree, man. We're gonna see. I think we're gonna see the 3-peat in the NHL.
I think the
It hurts
Rangers
so bad.
force it to a game 7 though. I think it's gonna be the same formula as usual. The Lightning are gonna get off to a nice 2-0 or
Tampa
2-1
6.
lead, and then I think the Rangers are gonna fight back. But I think the Lightning end up closing it out on the Rangers.
The
Tampa
Rangers
6.
have been extremely clutch these playoffs. They've battled from behind each series, but they've been winning. And the Avs and Edmonton finally getting what they want, because for years they were that team that had the best player in the league that couldn't win. Kind of like when the Bulls had Jordan and they couldn't get past the first round.
The Rangers are reliant on Chris Kreider right now.
Oh man,
52 goals in the regular season, and now he hasn't really been scoring that crazy in these playoffs. But I really expect him to sort of turn it up, because this is the East Finals now.
They're doing good. And
they're a young team.
All thanks to the MVP of Chase for 28 supporting them harder than ever, Johnny the Greek.
John, thank you for referring to him as the right way on here.
He was at the game 7, right?
He was. I don't know if he was at game 7.
Which one was he?
He was at one of the games that they won. He was at a Carolina Hurricanes Rangers game, and they won. I think it was maybe game 4, game 3. But he is their X factor.
I was watching on TV, and I know how Carolina wins all their games at home. I'm watching the game again in Carolina. I go, they don't have a crazy fan base. It's not a hard. It doesn't look like a hard place to play in.
The Canes. Yeah, I mean that's a fair way to look at it.
It didn't look like they were that hostile of a crowd.
It's the Carolinas, they got the people go to the beach. They don't necessarily go to hockey games. It's not their thing.
That's why I'm saying.
Yeah.
How are they such a good home court advantage?
Goaltending and defense. That's it right there. Second round exits for back-to-back years. The Carolina Hurricanes.
Yeah. It just goes to show how hard it is to win in the NHL.
I literally, because what are the Panthers? If they can get past the Lightning, then one day maybe. But I don't know. It's ridiculoly.
Well, you got to contribute that in, because the Lightning have had time to sit now.
The NHL playoffs or the NBA playoffs?
The NBA playoffs, I'm going to say it real quick, have been such a letdown this year.
A letdown.
In my opinion, they've been kind of let down. A lot of blowouts. The Eastern Conference Finals,
and here comes Ben putting the headphones back on because he just heard that.
I'd like the NBA Finals not the NBA, the playoffs. Wow, sorry. I'd like the playoffs this year.
The Eastern Conference Finals were fantastic.
No, they were all blowouts except for Game 7.
Besides Game 1, 3, 6, and 7.
6.
It was still entertaining though.
1, 3, 6, and 7 were all close
Like,
games.
did you watch the games, Ant?
I watched the games.
Yeah. Okay. So then it was entertaining because you watched the games.
But Game 5
You
also.
kept tuning in.
I
All right, 5.
I
yes,
tune in because
5.
we talk about them, so I kind of feel like I have to know what
Hey,
I'm talking
I didn't watch
about.
any of the Western Conference games. I didn't watch any
I
of
watched
them.
them.
Not
too.
one?
Well, I watched like the YouTube highlights, but I didn't watch them live.
Oh, I watched those games.
Mr. Flight reacts.
Flight?
Watch the
No, I
YouTube
watched like the
highlights of
NBA
games.
hights. Like the NBA drops the YouTube
That's what I'm
highlights
saying,
like an
that he-
hour
that's what he
after.
reacts
Listen,
to.
what is the initial question here? I'm a little
Yeah.
The,
confused.
the NBA playoffs
Or the
kind of
NHL
boys here.
playoffs. The NBA playoffs or the NHL playoffs.
NBA
The initial
playoffs.
question.
The NHL playoffs have had just great games.
I think I gotta go with the. Listen, I haven't really been like tuning in as much, but I gotta rock with the NHL.
The
playoffs
NHL had
over
a
the NBA.
fantastic first round. There was 5 series that went to 7 games. The NBA, there was not one.
Yeah, because here's the thing, right? It's not like the Mavericks upset the Suns in a dramatic fashion in terms of like
Oh, they blew them out.
they literally blew them out. It was the most boring game I've ever. Like I stopped watching the series. It was so boring.
I was at work and I saw them up 30. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, like it wasn't really that exciting. And yeah, I mean NHL, like they've been going to game
The NHL
sevens.
playoffs-
It's been exciting. You know.
It's- I
Even if you're
think
not an
it's-
NHL guy like myself, it's you pay attention to what's
I think
going
it's
on.
fair to compare the two because it's the same exact format. 8 seeds on each side, 7-game best of 7 series on each side, and the NHL playoffs are harder. They are harder because I have seen a 3-0 comeback, and they've happened in the NHL. They've never happened in the NBA. They've never happened in the NBA. It's harder to score in hockey. Obviously, each goal matters much more than every basket in the NBA necessarily. You've never seen the same 4 teams make the finals for 4 straight years in the NHL.
yeah, that's why I like it.
Ben, what could they do
Actually,
for hockey?
the Lightning.
Ben, what could they do to hockey for you to be more inclined to tune in?
I want to hear this.
Oh, dude, I just don't watch hockey. I really just don't.
To get
know.
into sports, you just kind of force yourself to watch. Honestly, that's what I did with baseball and hockey. I just started
I
watching
can't force
and then
myself to watch
got into
baseball
it easily.
again. I can't force myself. To
Oh,
do
I can
that.
watch every pitch.
I just wish that like I'm not that like I'm promoting violence in any way, but they used to let the guys.
Fight more, yeah.
Yeah, I would like to see
Yeah.
it. You know,
Hey,
so
man.
it was just like that's the one thing that like hockey had for it. It was
Oh,
just
if you
like
watch that,
you never know when things are getting like things get
You never
chippy,
know when gloves
they
are gonna
get
come
fast, and
Yeah.
it just adds like another level. Because for like, it's fighting in terms of a sport, and it's within like a sports setting, and it boosts team morale. Fighting definitely sways teams, dude.
this
like,
this opens up a whole poll for you guys. I just thought of the softest sports. I think compared to the NHL, how do those guys play 82 games with the amount of physicality they go through and not
Yeah.
get hurt? They never are out. They're always
They're-
healthy.
First off, they're animals.
Yeah.
Second of all, they will literally put their body on the lines for like a fourth of the NBA bag. So good for them.
And the thing is with Major League Baseball, I see guys go in the IL for a blister.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're getting guaranteed money, so why wouldn't they? They're trying to prolong their
I'm
careers.
not talking about the player. I'm talking about the team. Is that necessary? If you're trying to win?
Yeah, they put Giancarlo Stanton on the IL for like an ankle tweak,
Yeah.
and he's coming back I think tomorrow.
Like, there's in NFL people playing through broken fingers and everything. You know what I mean? In Major League Baseball, I feel like you get hurt so quick and so easily. The smallest thing when you're on the IL, a blister.
Well, the problem with baseball is, and I think I share a sentiment with many guys, they are too muscular now. Like they just work too much. They worked out too much.
They worked out too much.
Like back in you didn't hear injuries like that in like the 70s and the 80s because
Yeah.
they weren't as
There's more
athletic.
science now, yeah.
Yeah.
So they find out more of these injuries and they take care of them ahead of time
Exactly.
more.
Well,
Yeah.
It's not just science. It's just that the training itself.
Well,
They just
yeah.
they put too much effort in, and then when they go play, it's just a little tweak can just disrupt that.
Yeah. I mean, listen, clearly putting a Stanton on the IL was the right move, So it's like the Yanks are still winning,
Yeah, that's true.
and I'd rather have him healthy than have him play through and
Yeah, play through an injury. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's because here's the thing too. I feel like with like baseball too, a lot of the times with like the injury, like it's usually like it's not like a contact injury like
No,
hockey.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a completely different kind of injury, and they're like non-contact injuries are worse than anything.
I just like those NHL guys, like how they do that. You get slammed into glass 17 times a game, and 2 days later, you're like, all right, let's do it again.
And you fall face first on ice. Like,
And then you're like, all right, 2 days later, let's
Dude,
do
I don't
it
think
again.
I could. I don't understand how they play without like the face mask or something, dude. Like
Dude,
that.
like
that would
scares me,
scare
bro.
me.
a
That
puck
man.
just
terrifies
flying
me.
into your. That's how those players have no teeth.
Yeah,
Brent
you look at
Burns.
Ovechkin
and those
just
pucks
has no
are
front
ice
teeth.
cold.
Brent Burns is missing these 2 teeth, the 2 front teeth, because probably of a puck. And these players, they see it as like a
badge
battle
of
scar.
honor.
Yeah, they don't get teeth or fill-ins or nothing. They like it like to leave it
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
weird, dude.
It's like it's just a thing. That's their
I
thing.
mean, well, here's the thing. I probably would leave it out too, because like you're gonna spend all that money just for it to get knocked out again, you know.
Yeah,
But like
honestly, maybe after their
At
careers.
the end of the career, you should definitely fill the gaps in, buddy.
But it's battle scars. It's a sign of what they went through.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. But
They put their championship rings in there instead.
imagine.
Ovi just throws his championship ring right there.
But I mean, hey, here it is, fellas. I know we never really talk about this, and I can't believe I'm bringing this up because I just talked soccer for
Let's do it.
2 hours. But the U.S. men's national team starts friendlies tonight, and
World Cup's in November, right?
World Cup is in November.
I
Because
can't believe it's already been 4 years.
it has
again.
already been 4 years. The last ride for the goats of Ronaldo. And
I
Messi.
feel like the World Cup, losing is the worst thing in the world, because if you lose the NBA Finals, you have next year. The World Cup, you gotta wait 4 years.
yeah, no,
to get a
you
shot
might miss
again.
your window. You know,
You know what I
Like,
mean?
certain guys miss their
Absolutely, will miss
windows.
your window. Yeah,
Especially like you look at like a Mohamed Salah, right? I
Yeah.
don't even think they're gonna be at it. I don't think Egypt made it or qualified.
dude. Mo, what does Egypt have? He's the best thing ever to come out of Egypt, and there's just nothing around him there. You know what I mean? He's like, what can he really do? What can he
Not
do?
much.
Not much. He's
You know, but tonight the U.S. men's national team is taking on Morocco at 7:30 p.m.
friendlies don't matter though, right? From what it's just
They're tune-up games.
they're like
get a
pre-
feel.
yeah,
you get
yeah.
a feel for
Preseason
how,
games.
It's pre. It doesn't count towards the records. What I mean,
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
these count right now. No, but you get a feel for the team and stuff, and it's always a good
how's
time.
Trinidad looking, bro? how's
Trinidad and
I-
Tobago? Tobago?
Tobago, yeah.
Tobago.
Tobago, Tobago,
We should put
Hotel
him in time.
Tobago.
Put yourself in timeout for that one.
I don't know.
Dude, I've been to Tobago one time.
How was it?
It's just Trinidad Junior, pretty much.
Do they?
It's safer. It's safer a little
Do
bit.
they play? What kind of sports do they play?
Oh yeah, cricket's their biggest sport. Because
Do you understand cricket?
Yeah.
Can you please?
No, I like cricket. I
My
understand
grandfather's
cricket.
favorite sport is cricket.
Time out. We have some time here, and I need to know.
Oh, yeah, I
break
got you.
down cricket for me because I have no clue how this sport works.
All right, so basically, man, I'm gonna try my hardest.
I can do it.
There's 11 men on each team, right? And it's not like baseball where one team bats, another team bats, and they switch 9 times. One team bats, other team bats. Once. All right? So
They bounce
Like
one
in
team
between pitches.
No, one team bats half the game, then they'll switch sides. Other team will bat the second half of the game.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm understanding now.
So there's 11 guys, right?
Yep.
You bounce the ball. You don't.
And
you
it's
don't throw.
really hard to get people out. There's no strikes or nothing. There's just a certain amount of balls that get. But it's not called pitching. It's called bowling. Because
Okay.
what happens is, you do
You
it vertically.
bounce, yeah.
It's vertically. It hits the ground and then it spins. They have these off-speed pitches and everything. Not
Yeah.
pitches, but you know what I mean. You can throw it, do similar things.
Is it not called a pitch?
No, it's
No,
called
it's
a bowl.
It's called a bowl.
He just said that.
Yeah, but like I wasn't like.
And
My bad.
there's no
I'm
gloves.
Man, you need a
only
nickel to pay
person,
attention. Come
only
on.
person that has a glove is the wicket keeper, which is their catcher pretty much. He's
Okay.
right behind the wicket.
Yeah.
And so in order to make a catch, you have to catch this cork ball with your bare hands.
Yeah.
And so it's a little scarier that way. And it's a circular field, and the mound, or I don't even know what it's called, but it's in the dead middle of the field.
Yeah, I've seen it.
So a home run, I guess, if you hit the ball
It's 6
and it
runs, right?
it's 6 runs. Yeah,
Yeah.
you call that. It's just called. You call it a 6. That's what you call it.
Call it
And you can
6.
hit behind you too. If
You can hit any direction,
Yeah.
any direction. And if it so there's a boundary. If it goes over the boundary, 6 runs are scored. And if you
Bounce
hit
it.
the ball and it rolls to the boundary and it hits the boundary, 4.
Okay.
And how you can score otherwise?
Run back and forth from the wicket.
So let's say you get a hit. You don't have to run if you hit the ball either. Only if you feel safe enough to score.
Okay.
I'm using my phone because this is exactly how the field works.
Yep.
There's one guy. The viewers can't see this, sadly.
Okay,
But,
so Connor has his phone right now.
Yeah.
And he has his cell phone, and he has fingers on either side of the cell phone.
Picture
right
a
now.
rectangle, and there's a one guy here and one guy here.
So one
These
guy's
two
at
batters.
either end
There's a
of the
batter here and a
rectangle.
batter here.
Yes.
This guy will bowl here. If this guy gets a hit and the ball goes pretty far, they have to run. They're safe at each side, right? But now if they're in the middle here,
Okay.
neither of them are safe. They have to reach the other side to be considered safe. So if they get the ball back in, they can knock over this thing called a wicket. And if the guy has not reached the other side,
Mazz is
He's
just
out.
staring at you like you're like
Ben,
explaining rocket
Ben,
science.
Here's the thing. I'm following here.
you're
Ben.
going to have to watch. You're going to have to
Ben,
watch.
what
to
are
pick
you
it up.
more inclined to tune into? The
Hockey.
the NHL
Hockey.
Playoffs, the
Hockey.
the
This is
U.S.
so-
men's national team against Morocco.
I'm tuning into soccer. Are you kidding?
Or
Soccer's-
cricket.
Soccer.
Dude, that is a wild game. And listen, everybody plays it out there. Like, congratulations. Like, I'm
Yeah,
not knocking
for
it.
real.
That's just, I'm sure I would enjoy it if I actually.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Went out and saw it live. But like, dude, I watched it on TV. I was like, what is happening right now?
So
I see it being played at the park by my house. I'm like, what is going on here?
there's 11 guys on the offense, on each team's offense, right?
Yeah.
And you have to have 2 of them on the field at the same time.
Okay.
So if you get 10 outs, you're done because there's only one guy left. You have to have 2.
Fair.
so how do you determine like the halfway point of the game? You
No,
usually
so
think
it's
halfway
either-
Is there
point.
like
there's
a
a certain-
time?
They have these things called overs. It's like innings, pretty much.
Ben is having a
is
meltdown
You're
right now.
explaining rocket science to us right now.
Listen, dude.
I thought you knew.
I
God.
thought I knew.
No, you don't know.
He thought he
nothing.
knew.
Dude, Ben is like sitting here like, can we please just talk about anything?
Dude,
with cricket?
Can we
I'm
talk
s-
American sports, please?
No, I'm sitting here. I'm just so confused.
No,
What
no,
is
it's making
happening?
sense. So we have. Yeah, bad. So finish up here real quick.
Do I put myself in timeout?
It's really hard to get out in cricket. That's
That's it. So
big
I
deal.
know games can take like for days.
Guys can score 100 runs.
Can we please just like imagine
called
if
a
just, like
century.
a basketball game just like went on for days?
I would not.
That'd be
want that.
terrible.
That would
What
be
an over is, it's like
awful.
6 balls. When you throw the ball 6 times, that's 1 over. And that can, and like 20 overs. Let's say there's 20 of that.
No, let him finish. Let him finish.
I'm just being honest here.
Yeah.
You guys asked, I
He
delivered.
did ask, and
we
you're
did.
over here
We-
booing him.
we-
He
we-
asked,
That is
I
the
delivered.
worst guy ever right there.
Oh man.
This guy, you guys got to switch spot. Take him off the board.
Take him off the
Oh
board.
wow!
Yeah, that was
Come on.
how dare you just
You
disrespect?
laughed. You were
How
laughing.
dare you just disrespect
were
our
laughing.
newly found full time
Completely.
This was the last thing I expected to be asked today.
Connor's knowledge of just like sports in general is just absolutely ridiculous for somebody his age. Like he has the sports knowledge of like a 65-year-old grandfather.
Dude, my brain does not have the capacity to
Who do you
name
think
my
taught-
top 5 cereals. Like,
Who do you think taught me cricket? My grandfather taught me this game. Straight up.
Interesting.
That's his. He can't watch American football. He has no, like how you guys just heard me explain that. He doesn't know what's going on an American football field. He's like, how is the? He like,
Stop it. Get some help.
swear to God,
Oh
what you
my
guys
God.
just did. That's my grandfather watching a football game. He's like, so when like, let's say the ball is incomplete, right? So quarterback threw the ball, hits the ground. He's like, why can't they pick it up and run?
Why can't they pick it up and
play
run?
is over,
That is
Grandpa. The
fantastic.
play
Or
is
if he throws the
over.
ball to
Dude,
the end zone.
If you would have ever told me that we were gonna call an audible here and just have Connor explain
cricket.
that is
oh,
that is
man.
absolutely.
I didn't expect that to be like a question I was being asked today, so I just tried my hardest to like.
Hey, you
try
did good guy. Ant's a bad guy for that. Anyway,
Anchor
moving
phone.
on. Ed, Lamar Jackson was not at OTAs, and everybody's making a big deal about it. How do you feel?
He's allowed to. It's not voluntary. Like it's
That's true, yeah.
Don't you
voluntary.
think it impacts his leadership, though? No, I don't. I
No.
don't think that
Like,
at
no,
all.
OTAs
Everyone just cares too much about what this.
I
man
think he's
does.
out, though, dude.
I
I think Lamar wants
we'll
out of the
see.
Ravens. I think he's like, I want a team that's going to pay receivers that I could actually throw to and maybe actually win some games here because I have all the talent in the world to take it all the way and you're just not helping me out.
I mean, they're investing in other spots. They're investing in the secondary. They're investing in the offensive line
Yeah.
How do we feel about OTAs?
because they think Lamar because Lamar has shown that he could win without great receivers.
Yeah, but imagine if he had great receivers.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's still some guys on the free agency block they
Which
can try to go
brings
after.
me to, speaking of free agency and great receivers, AB says he's not playing this year. Do we
yeah,
believe
he's
him?
not playing.
And also, part of OTAs, I think they should be mandatory for like newer guys and like some veterans, but like
because like the Dolphins, Mike McDaniel, he said like those guys, the older guys, don't have to show up. because he looks at it from a scientific standpoint, analytic standpoint. It's kind of like they deserve the rest. They could use it. It'll help them later on in the season.
Yeah.
So it depends on the.
New guys should come. Should like.
We know Bill Belichick is making those guys show up.
You know what, dude?
yeah,
I gotta be honest. If I
100%.
was an organization, everybody's showing up.
Yep.
Everybody.
That's how Riley and Spo do it. Yeah.
You know, like if you don't show up, congratulations, you're not getting paid. Like
Yeah.
because you want to look at like the teams that are doing good, bro. They hang out with each other.
Yeah.
You know, you got to build that culture. Got to build that chemistry. Like,
Did you ever hear the story?
Those teams win games.
Did you ever hear Bud Grant? You know who Bud Grant is?
Yeah, the Vikings.
Yeah, he was an old Viking head coach back in the 70s when they went to 4 Super
Super
Bowls
Bowls
and
didn't
lost.
win a single.
Yeah. But Bud Grant, what he would do was he would tell the guys, like, you don't have to show up until training camp, pretty much. But I'm trusting you to get in shape. And you know what? Guys say, I get more time with my family, so I will play harder for them. So
Congratulations.
Do you
Way to
believe
get
in
'em.
that philosophy?
where to get him? He didn't win nothing.
He went to
Yeah.
4 Super Bowls.
Yeah. Bad.
Bad.
Oh, man.
He went to four soups.
4 games.
4 big games.
Four
4 Campbells.
soups and,
4 Campbells.
and couldn't bring home the chip.
4 Campbells.
4 games. He went
You
to 4
know.
games.
This guy.
I can't
4
believe
of the
it.
large
Can we
games.
just please take a second to acknowledge that Cafone right before we went on, fellas, what's the rules? And then Bro was the first one to break the
Well, it's
rules.
also been an hour and 45 minutes since I said that.
Here at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, you're listening to Ant and Mazz in the Midday. I cannot believe that we covered cricket, and here we are yelling at Ant for
Is that your
breaking the
new
rules.
slogan? Is that
I
your new
like-
slogan? I can't believe we covered cricket.
Yes.
Dude, that would be
That
great.
should be the slogan of Ant Man's Midday.
Do you
I
like-
Can't believe we covered cricket.
Man.
Can't believe
It's
we
your
covered
first
cricket.
official
Do you
tweet.
like the militaristic approach to teams running their work? Like how teams could be like, everyone does
Who's
this
the-
a certain way?
Depends on I
Drill
think
sergeant coaches?
no. You have to absolutely. It depends on who you are. You could be a drill sergeant coach when you've earned it. Like Bill Belichick has earned the right to run it how any way he pleases.
Like, look,
Okay, McDaniels, he's a new
Yeah,
head coach.
okay,
It's
yeah.
like, dude, come on, like, start
Yeah.
implementing things, but like,
Matt Patricia.
you have to have done something.
Don't get me started.
If I'm a player, right, like you have to have done something at that caliber. You have to have done something for me to trust in you. Like,
one thing I would say, Don Shula, one of the greatest of all time.
yeah, he can do whatever he wants.
But he didn't always start that way. He wasn't that winning guy at the beginning. So when he came to Miami, their old system was kind of like, they had a very laid back.
But that's what I'm saying. He had to build up that pedigree for him to get to that spot. And that's why it's got to be different for each kind of guy. You know, like you can't just walk into a place having no hardware and just be
Yeah.
like, no, this is absolutely how we're going to do it. Like, it doesn't work.
You should have
Look at Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Work.
And it could have worked if he would have changed it. You know,
should have seen like the coaching change in Miami. Because when they lost the Super Bowl and when they were really bad, before they won those 3 Super
oh my God.
He stopped-
It's
Oh.
the soups.
the
He
soup.
didn't say it.
Campbell's.
He didn't say it.
Campy.
I did.
He did not say it.
I know, but he almost got it.
But you know what? He knows. He knows.
So, anyway, fellas. But that's the thing. It's a different. You got to build yourself up, and man, I don't even know. It's so hard when you're coming into like a new team because you want to set the tone, right?
Yeah.
You want to set the standards and stuff. But like, how do you set a standards with an organization like the Dolphins or like the Browns or like if you're walking in as like a new
Before-
coach?
The Dolphins won those championships.
Like, look at McVay. Look how McVay did it, dude.
Yeah.
Do you think McVay just won this soup just by walking and be like, no, we're going to drill search? Like, no, dude, I'm younger than half
Yeah,
of you.
he's younger
Like,
than Whitworth.
fellas, this is what we're going to do. Anybody want to give an input? Like, hey,
Yeah.
we're coming here. We're on the same level type of thing. Like,
I
I'm
always
not going to be,
found-
I'm not going to
They're
take any
grown
crap.
men who are getting paid.
Yeah, I'm not going to give it, I'm not going to give any more crap than I should, and I'm not taking any less crap than I should. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, you got to figure out how to do it. That's how you be successful. You look at guys, they come in, they're set in their ways, they think that they've done it all, and it's like, you have players that have accomplished more than you. Why would they listen to you? They know how to win, you don't. You know? And that's exactly why Kenny Atkinson is not going to be getting a job, because they don't want to win. See how I just came full circle here?
Yeah,
Wow.
that was like an hour ago, and you brought it back.
Hold on.
I brought
we,
it back.
We really went from cricket to Lamar Jackson to Mazz going on about coaches, and now we're back at the NBA.
Yes.
Ball is life.
No, we're not back in the
Full
NBA.
circle.
We're not
Can
back
we turn
in the
Ben's
NBA.
I don't know. Ben's just spaced out here. Turn him off for a bit.
I'll go timeout.
You're in timeout. Yes. Ben doesn't know what's going on right now.
No, but back to my point.
I'm
Was,
the all
Guys, we're coming up here on 11 minutes here. How did we cover cricket? I would have turned us off by now.
who asked me the question? Who asked me the question?
That was
Someone
me.
asked
It
me.
was me.
It had to be.
But someone said
Oh, here's how it was. Because we're talking about the
cricket.
World Cup.
No. Don't give it to me because then we're going to go down cricket.
No, we're
again.
not. We're not. We're talking about the World Cup. I asked how Trinidad was doing, and you asked me what their number one sport was.
Oh, okay. That's what
That's
happened.
right.
So here's my question, right? Like, soccer's coming around. Are you guys going to be tuning in when, like, the World
Yeah.
Cup comes around?
When it actually starts.
That's the only time I ever watched soccer.
I
so-
actually have a good story about the 2018 World Cup. At that point,
This better be funny. Hit me.
no, it's not, it might be funny, but this Swedish basketball team, right?
What?
They were touring America, and Mount Olive was one of the teams. This high school Swedish basketball team came to America. They played Mount Olive in a game,
Okay.
and part of the experience was to like what life is like with an American family.
Yep.
So two of them stayed at my house for like a day, 2
Yeah.
days,
Okay.
and
You
they were
just
watching
took
the World
in,
Cup.
like a foreign exchange student, basically, from
Yes,
Sweden? Okay.
So this is when Sweden was still in the World Cup and doing good
Okay.
too.
And they watched the game.
So
at
we
your
were all
house?
watching everything,
Yep.
and I got to learn like a lot about what they like.
Okay.
And these kids were good at basketball. This one kid was like 6'4", greatest shot blocker I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
And then the other kid, he definitely didn't play as much.
Oh, I was like, where are you going with this?
Nah,
Okay, so anyway, what's the moral of the story, Connor?
no, but like I got to because I don't know much about soccer too much, but
Yeah.
they're coming from a country like they watch that a lot.
Yeah.
That's probably their biggest sport.
Yeah.
See how much more they were into it.
Well, it's going to be one of our biggest sports here.
It better be.
Yeah, no, I'd give it with it like soccer. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I can see soccer rivaling football and down the line.
No.
I think so. I don't think it ever overtakes it, but I can see it like moving into like it's definitely gonna be a top 3. It's gonna overtake
Bro,
baseball.
MLS, you think
Baseball's
MLS
America's
gonna be-
pastime. Come on
MLS
now.
is going to overtake MLB.
Hey, baseball's America's pastime now. Biggest sport. Yeah, it's okay. It used to be.
So what was the point of this Swedish basketball story?
No, it had nothing to do with basketball. It was saying like I got to experience what it's like watching these kids like watch their actual country do really good. You know what I mean?
Why you booing me? I'm right.
I'm right.
I still get. So it was
they
just
do
a
really
good time. That was the story.
How far did they go that year?
I
Did they
don't-
not go like all the
I
way?
can't even think right now.
No,
Dude, what?
France won. France won all
No,
the
they
way.
did
that
not.
year.
They didn't go all the way. But didn't
In
they
the
get really close?
The World Cup last?
Are you talking? No, are you sure?
Sweden went pretty
Sweden,
far, right?
no. France won.
They went
against-
decent in the
against
Euros.
Slovakia, right?
I thought Sweden went far.
In
What year was this?
the cup? I don't know.
What year was this?
2018.
2018.
It was
Where'd
France. France won.
No, I know they
Yeah,
won.
France
And they
won.
played
Yes,
Croatia.
we
They
know
played
that.
Croatia.
Yeah.
I have no clue.
Yeah, Sweden
I'm so the cricket story has got me so out of my element right now. And then we're on Swedish basketball players. Connor's just out here living just like a double agent kind of life, just doing all these cool things. But then when he tries to relate, there, it's like, no, the experience was epic. We're like, you had to be there. Had to be there.
You had to be there.
Why you booing me? I'm right.
Why are you booing me? I'm right. Here we are. It's 6 minutes coming up. Anybody want to touch up on anything before we?
6 minutes? 8 minutes?
Oh, man.
You've been here for 4 hours. He can't do this right
Yeah,
now.
come on, dude.
You had 4 hours of Mazz content. Mazz, how was doing the radio for 4 hours?
I'm sure I would have turned myself off a long time. No, I mean it was a good time, dude. It's you know what it is. It's completely. Although like I talk sports for 4 hours. One, I love it. Two, I'm trying to make a career out of this. Three, I love being at this station. Not just saying that. Like this is probably like my favorite place to be. But it's completely different conversations. You know where. Yes, it's sports, but
Yeah.
you know we're sitting here debating Messi whether or not he should make like the first team or like whatever. Like it was a good time, but you know.
And now we just talked about cricket.
Shout out match week.
No, we just talked about cricket.
All right, cricket
Talk
podcast
soccer
starting
for
up.
2 hours and now we talk about
I'm
cricket.
sure there is cricket podcasts out there. And
Well, not for sure, but not
I will-
not America.
That is not for me.
Not America.
No, there's
Cricket
an American one.
podcast.
There's not an American league, but there's an American cricket podcast.
1,000%.
Maybe.
You want to put money on that?
Well, we can find it.
Come on, I know it's out there. Connor's grandfather listens to it for crying out loud. Okay,
Oh man,
but fellas, anything else we want to touch on real
Ben
quick?
hasn't said a word in a while, so we gotta get. He gets.
I've been
Ben's just
giving
too
little
geared up.
anecdotes every now and
Ben's
then.
just too geared up for.
He's
for
been
the
ad
finals.
libbing. Ben's been ad libbing.
I've been
I've been ad libbing.
I'm like offset
Oh,
out here.
baseball. Anything going on in there?
Yeah, we can give a whole recap.
I just want to talk real quick about the Angels, man. What is going on with the Angels?
Oh, they play the Yankees.
Tonight,
They
going to
got
the game.
They got swept by Toronto. I'm going to the game tonight too. But they got swept by Toronto.
Yep.
Now they come to New York, get blown out 9-1. Syndergaard was horrible. What is going on with Syndergaard?
He played the Yankees.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be my excuse for everything because they have the best percentage right now.
We got nasty Nestor Cortez on the mound tonight in the Bronx. Me, Mr. Cupin will be there.
Yes.
I don't know if any of you guys will run to us. Probably not.
What's the worst?
Wouldn't even recognize you.
Yeah,
if
they
they did.
wouldn't even recognize us if we did, but
What's the worst division in baseball right now? Is it the
AL
AL
Central.
Central or the
AL
NL
Central.
East? What about the NL East?
AL Central.
Dude,
Because the Mets are better than the Twins.
that is true,
Yeah,
but,
but look at the rest of the
as a division as a whole, like
The Royals and the Tigers are two of the worst teams in
okay,
baseball.
you know what? The AL Central does take the cake on this one
Yes.
because the Guardians, the White Sox fell off. Tim Anderson's hurt now. The Guardians, Jose
Can we
Ramirez.
just
needs
talk
help.
about it messes me up that they're the Guardians, but like their logo's still like the C. Obviously for
a G.
Cleveland.
It's a G, bro.
No, right here, like on like the
What is it? A C for Cleveland?
there's a C for Cleveland, but it like they're the Guardians, so like it just like
Oh,
messes
I'm
me
using
up.
CBS Sports, so I see
Who
the G.
uses CBS?
That's my main app.
Sports?
That all right. What's everyone's
you
sport?
ESPN.
My
Bleacher
dad
Report.
uses CBS
Dude,
Sports.
I guess that's.
Bleacher Report.
I'm ESPN.
or
and Bleacher
ESPN.
Report.
I'm
I
ESPN.
use CBS Sports. That's my number one, and the score is my
Dude,
number
you
two.
are a 90-year-old man.
And the Score. CBS and the Score are his
The
websites.
Score.
I bet
I don't use the score that much.
You
but
probably have-
CBS
I'd
Sports
put
is my one.
Yahoo Sports.
you
above
probably
that.
have a subscription to the Athletic.
The
I actually considered getting a
Yeah, you
subscription
did.
to the Athletic.
Yeah,
I had a
No, the
PFF
Athletic
subscription.
Actually
No, it's good. It's great.
Yeah, they do.
You
They
know?
do good. They make good.
I had a PFF
articles.
subscription.
I'm just not paying for a subscription for sports.
Yeah, I can get for free. But they break
You know.
stuff first.
5 minutes. 4 minutes here on Mazz and Midday. Apparently, I can't tell time.
You said 6 minutes when there was 8 minutes.
Whoops. Sue me. Why
Hey,
you
you're a comm major. You don't need to know math. Come
exactly.
Exactly.
You know, speaking of being a comm major, and you got a nice little email yesterday, right?
on. Yeah, we got some nice little emails. We
Nice
won't
little email.
say it here on the
Oh
on
yeah,
the
we can't talk
station,
about
but
that.
Yeah.
Completely forgot about that.
Yeah, so let's leave that out of here.
know.
So
He tried.
Me
He
and
tried
Ant
to
got,
make.
me and Ant got internships. That's all we can say.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so
Congrats, fellas.
thank you, fellas.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much. Coming up here on 3
Yeah, okay,
minutes.
we know how much time's left. We don't need
One
you
more.
to say.
One more thing I just remembered. Isaiah Wong's coming back to the U. He said it.
Where did that come from?
Who's Isaiah Long?
No, Wong. Isaiah Wong is
Isaiah Wong,
he's the best. He's the best basketball player
he
at the University
undeclared-
of Miami.
he undeclared.
He was declaring for the portal, and then just undeclared, and that's big news if you're a Canes fan like me and Connor are.
Yeah.
I just want to know where that came from.
I read it this morning. I was like, oh yeah, we're bringing this up because he withdrew from the NBA draft and he's running it back with Miami. He's not transferring.
Wait, you can withdraw from the NBA draft?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the only thing that was stopping them was if you got
I thought
if you
if
got
you
the
just
agent.
declared, you're in.
No, if you got the agent and got paid, then you were considered a professional. But now with the NIL
Yeah.
deals, you're allowed to withdraw.
You can
As
get
you
your
should.
school rights
Dude,
back.
here's
yeah.
the thing, right? You should be able to get your school rights back if one, you're not drafted.
Yeah.
And
Why did it
that's
take
it. If
so-
you get
why did-
drafted, you should not be allowed to go back.
Why did it take so long for this to like be a thing? You know what I mean? Like,
Because nobody wanted to pay athletes, and they were like, "Oh, it's." Dude, there was like that whole thing with like Saban and the who was the other dude?
Yeah, the guy from Texas A&M.
Jimbo Fisher,
So
yeah.
Jimbo Fisher was like, "Oh, you're paying guys." It's like, dude, stop
No,
it, Saban. We
Nick
know you.
Saban is such a whiny baby. I'm sorry. I gotta say it real quick before we head off. Nick Saban, the biggest prima donna of all the
I think we had this-
NCAA football coaches.
Dude, don't tell me Saban
He's
wasn't
just a
paying
winner.
guys.
Him and Belichick. If they don't get their
They're
way,
not the same guy.
Yeah,
They're not the same
no,
guy.
but
They're not the same guy.
no.
But Saban
Saban,
more so than
for
Belichick.
NCAA football is the Belichick.
No, it's
of
not, and I'll
NCAA
tell you
football.
right now because Belichick uses like the bottom
But
of
I'm
the
just
bottom
saying-
guys, and Saban gets 5-star recruits,
Yeah.
4-star recruits at every position, but like quarterback every year. Okay, so there's no, don't even compare the guys. I get what they're saying; they're both great in their respective realms, but Bill Belichick is so much above Saban. It's not even funny. This guy literally, like, yeah, congratulations. He built like a program that was already big into football, and now it's even bigger into football. And he got the nice blank check, and he's sitting there, and he's like, oh, you know, now they're paying guys like Saban. We know you've been paying guys forever. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Stop it. Stop it.
If he doesn't get his way, it's oh no, boo-hoo me.
Absolute bum.
How like you're not gonna win every year.
Nope.
You gotta know that.
Absolutely.
And
Mario Cristobal season.
so,
Are you confident in him?
Oh yes, it is Mario Cristobal season. Maybe they won't win the chip.
What do you think he's bringing up? What do you think he's bringing to the table? Real
Here's what
quick,
he's bringing. You should
that
see.
Diaz doesn't.
Did you see the staff that he had with him?
Yeah.
Former head coaches are now assistants for the Canes around the whole block.
I think big things are coming with.
They
the
hired
Canes,
the
man.
best assistant in college football last year from Notre Dame. He's now on the staff. Big things are coming.
Big things are coming. With the Canes.
They took Clemson's AD.
They did take Clemson's AD. Imagine, dude, that's insane. Big things are happening for the Canes. It's coming together, and I hope they will be rivaling Alabama soon.
Oh, yeah. It's all coming together.
Oh,
Yes, one more time.
I had to do it.
I thought you were gonna hit me with a stop and get some help.
No, I needed
Oh.
it's all
I
coming
was
together.
I was gonna.
You said
walk
it's all
back
coming
there.
together. I had to get all.
Yeah,
it's all
no,
coming
I
together.
thought you were gonna say like stop and get some help. I was gonna come back there and be like, "Why you booing me? I'm right."
Why you booing me? I'm right.
Why you booing me? I'm right.
And that is all the time that we have here at Mazz in the Midday, 90.3 WMSC, Upper Montclair. You can catch us here Wednesdays, 12 to 2 if you want.
So thanks, guys, for listening. Anthony Cafone, Brandon Marazzo, Ben Giroux, Connor Cupid. This has been Ant and Mazz in the Midday.
And I can't believe
Signing
we
off.
covered
And
cricket.
I can't believe
We did it.
We covered cricket. See you next week, everybody.